And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the final live stream leading up to a new episode of Stranger Things. It's surreal that we're here. It is Wednesday, December 31st, 5:01 p.m. Eastern. I got not only a water on hand, but as you guys know, Diet Dr. Pepper. And I was waiting for this one. There we go. Let me get a sip of this. Downright delectable. Need a little caffeine boost here. It is the day of the finale of Stranger Things. Not just the season 5 finale, the series finale. The show ends tonight. In about 3 hours, actually, the episode premieres. So that means we got about 5 hours and 8 minutes until it's all over. I am anxious, nervous, excited, scared, nauseous, all of the above. I don't really know. I mean, I think we're all kind of feeling similar things. But let me just say, it's been one hell of a journey, and I'm excited to see how the show ends. It's bittersweet. It goes without saying. Diet Dr. Pepper break out the gate, by the way. But it all comes to an end tonight. I don't really even know how to process it. I don't know. But I will be reacting as I have with every other episode, so that reaction will be out at some point, and I'll be doing a full breakdown of the finale as well. Cam is in here right now. We share an office. Cam, say hello. If you hear any noise, she's editing Percy Jackson content. They dropped an episode today. And yeah, let's just do this thing. We're going to be hanging out for a while leading up to this finale premiere. I won't go to the buzzer because I will want to sort of deflate and get my setup ready right when the episode drops. But for the time being, we're hanging out, answering questions. Drop your theories, drop your final predictions, your death predictions, all that stuff for the final episode of the show, the finale. And of course, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. And of course, Super Chat is a way to guarantee that I can get your question, comment, concern, because there's 829 people in here already. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And I'm going to get to as many of these as I can. I will not be able to get to everything. Anyway, I see this was in the chat, so we'll go ahead and sort of start here, and then I'll go over to the Super Chats, which I already see are coming in, so thank you guys for that. Absolutely, let's go. We made it. And it's like a weird feeling where like I'm excited, but I'm also saddened greatly. Let's end this, kid. I agree. All right, let's see. Wait, hold on. What am I doing here? Let me go to the style real quick. I think I might have clicked a weird button. I feel like I usually do the bubble or the block. Which one is it? Let's see. Okay, the block is what I usually do. Way better. It's going to be so tough, someone says. We got a bunch of hellos in the chat. Well, hello there to you. It's already 2026 where I am. That's insane. I'd imagine then you're in Australia, maybe. No, Europe. I think it's still like 11 at night, I guess, depending on where you are. But it is still 2025 here, so you're living in the future. Beyond excited for this episode. Who all is going to the movie theater to see it? I know a lot of you guys in the chat said you're going out to the movie theater. Let me know if you're going to the theater to see it. I will be watching right here in 3 hours. I cannot wait. Yes, love it. The WSQK rep. Gotta love it. I'm wearing this right now. Film stock merch on sale in the description. But I will be wearing, I think I'm going to rock a Hawkins crew neck. I think that feels fitting for the final episode. I can't decide if I want to go green or like it's like a off-white sort of color or just gray, I guess. Ooh, Charlotte, be careful. Spoilers will be out there. I have a friend who's seeing it in theaters tomorrow for the first time, and he texted me. He's going off his phone. I was like, that's the only way, dude. You can't. If you go online, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, after the finale's out, it's going to get spoiled for you. So you got to be safe. You got to stay safe out there. Last live stream, new episode. You got that right. It's surreal. It really is. And then we'll take a couple more and then hop into a bunch of these super chats that are coming in. Nobody's dying except Kali. That would be interesting. That would certainly be interesting. But Super Chat's the way to guarantee that I can get your question, comment, concern. We got a bunch coming in already. I'm going to hop right over to those. And thank you guys for sending those in. This one right here. What do you think about the theories around us as the viewers being played by Vecna? And the reason it seems like there's missing scenes is because Vecna has been warping and moving the timeline. That's creative. I've never heard that until right now reading it. Have you heard this, Cam?
Guys,
this is news to me.
Chris is so not online for stuff like this, specifically stuff like Twitter. He really doesn't know anything about the 300,000 signatures of people saying release the deleted footage. People think that there was a secret volume 2. Like they thought that volume 2 was fake and that they're going to release a real volume 2.
Wow.
There's a lot.
I think I heard the signature thing, but
there's a lot.
I didn't know that it was like
people think that everyone's being controlled by Vecna. Well,
everyone
about Melvald.
You did tell me that.
Yeah. That's for Will specifically, but a lot of people think that other
This is bizarre. I've never heard anything like this before. That's very meta. All I can think of is slam poetry from 22 Jump Street for some weird reason. That's what my mind went to. I don't know why. That would be absurd. I mean, what on earth? That's taking it to a new level. It's like almost abstract. That's bizarre. Could you imagine? No way. That's crazy. But hey, it goes to show people care a lot about the show and will theorize in any way possible. That's nuts. What a way to start the stream. This one here says, let's see. In the behind the scenes video of a sketch of the Upside Down drawn by the Duffers, it showed at the top Hopper's chopper. Will Hop really fly a helicopter? I doubt it, because that could have definitely just been referring to the drawing that he put on the window in the radio station when they were going through their plans. Now, would I want to see Hopper flying? Yeah. Would it really work? No, because he can't pilot. That's the whole point of season 4 is they need like sort of a ride out. I don't think he's flying that helicopter with Yuri and Dimitri in it. And I just don't think he can fly in general unless I miss something. But I think that's probably referring to the little sketch that he was drawing on the board when he was like, we could get a helicopter. Kind of a dumb idea, let's be honest. I love him to death, though. This one here says, we're in the end game now. Good sir, happy New Year's Eve. I'm going to do a new snack run like last time. And then once it ends, camera on, filming a vid saying bye. Yeah, what snack are you rocking with this time, Dylan? Did you end up doing the... Last time I know it was Christmas, or was it? Yeah, Vol 1 and Christmas were both snacks, but I forget. But pizza is kind of a go-to. I'm gonna have some pizza tonight, actually. Frozen DiGiorno, yeah, delectable.
After I finish this,
it's gonna be so good. It's not even a guilty pleasure. I just enjoy frozen pizza.
Ask your chat if anybody watched today's Percy Jackson episode.
Did anyone watch today's episode of Percy Jackson?
Athena was in it.
There you go.
Except she wasn't.
Diet Dr. Pepper. Enjoy your snacks. Hopefully you have a successful snack run. Super chat here says, gravity in the wormhole is a mystery. Will we get a Vecna talk with Jim about the play? Thanks for all the coverage. Happy New Year from Serbia. Well, thank you for watching from around the world. Yeah, the science of it all is a mystery because it's, to quote Cam, the exotic matter stuff is theoretical physics. So it's not even... It's not in our world. It's like a McConaughey in a Lexus commercial.
The best way that I can like compare exotic matter in wormholes and thinking about it too much when it comes to Stranger Things is like when you watch anything that has time travel in it, Back to the Future, Avengers Endgame,
yes.
Literally anything that has time travel. First of all, time travel is like done differently in a whole lot of different mediums, right? But if you sit there and try and think about time travel for too long and the effects that it has on like your present day timeline, like how did Steve come back at the end of Endgame as an old guy? If you try to think about stuff like that for too long, you're gonna hurt yourself because it's not real. Time travel is not real. It's a concept, but it's not something that exists in real life. Exotic matter is the same thing. It's theoretical physics. In our real world, exotic matter has never been observed. So for them to have it in the show and then for us to try and like break it down and think about it, it will give you a headache because it's not something that's real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's intriguing stuff. I don't find the reveals revolving any of it confusing necessarily, but there is a discourse online of people being confused about what the bridge is, but I think they laid it out pretty clearly. Will we get a talk? Honestly, no, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see... I mean, they could, but up to this point, obviously, they haven't had Hopper or Joyce interact with Henry. They clearly know each other from back in the day. It'd be really cool to get into that, in my opinion, in this finale. But I just don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. Gavin in here. Shout out, Gavin. Real quick, off topic. How was Marty Supreme? It was excellent, in my opinion. Strong 9 out of 10. And in my top... I've really slept on it. It's in my top 3 of the year, probably. One of the few movies I've given like a 4.5 out of 5. Quite dug it. Follow me on Letterboxd if you want like to see my ratings of all movies that I watch. But thoroughly enjoyed it. And let me just say, the rap that Timothée Chalamet did has been stuck in my head, and it's a vocal stem of mine now. Thanks for the super chat, Gavin. This one here says, I really hope 11 doesn't die. I'm with you. Like, I'm not rooting for anyone to die. And I don't even know if that's like a hot take. I don't want to see anyone die. I just think someone's going to have to pay the price and ultimately sacrifice themselves to get rid of the bridge. And I just lean it being 11, but the show has sort of set it up to be that way. So the way I gather it is they might do this, go the route of Kali and 11 are setting themselves up to sacrifice themselves, but then that's maybe when the Kali betrayal could happen. And 11 fights her off, and then she's like, screw this plan, like I'm going back with everyone. But then she has a moment of realization where the only way she can get everyone out, including Mike, is to stay back and make sure the bridge collapses from within. So she has to go down with the ship. I think it'd be tragic, obviously, but might be inevitable. And so we'll see. But I'm with you. I don't want her to die. I don't want any of them to die. I want everyone to ride off into the sunset. But I think someone's going to go this time around for real. There's nothing after. This is the last episode of the show. We all sat here for years or so. So-and-so's going to die. So-and-so's going to die. Well, this is it. 2 hours and 8 minutes for the rest of our lives. That's it. We'll see what happens. Why do I think nobody was killed yet? I think it's because the Duffers probably wanted to save the big emotional gut punch death for the final episode. I look at a lot of big franchises or TV shows, and most of the time, like Game of Thrones excluded, most of the time a main character dies in the finale. I won't say what show, one of my favorite shows of all time. You guys should know. Apparently I did spoil it for someone recently somehow. From the Breaking Bad Better Call Saul universe, a main character dies in the final episode, and you should know that. And if you don't, that's fine. But it's like a thing, right? Avengers Endgame ended the Infinity Saga for all intents and purposes, and Tony Stark died. That's not even a spoiler at this point. It's just you wait until the finale of a show, or you wait until the final movie in a series to kill a major character, because that allows them to be around to the very end and allows their arc to be fully complete, and then have everyone see, this emotional moment to end your show. I mean, if 11 were the main death and they killed her in episode 3, the season would not be good, in my opinion. Now, I will agree with you. I think that a smaller character could have died, a Murray, someone of that caliber, right? Like, I'm not saying Mr. Clark, but someone of that caliber, a Vicky even. But they're saving the big gut punch death to me for this episode, and we will see that. And if we don't, I'm not even going to be like, damn, I'm underwhelmed or disappointed, because I don't want to watch someone die. I don't. I love all these characters. I don't want to watch anyone die, but I'm prepared for it. Super chat here says, hey, Chris, Jopper plus Robicki at Enzo's an epilogue, ? I think so. I think we're going to get one big scene of sort of them two, right? Them two being Joyce and Hopper at Enzo's, and then elsewhere in the restaurant, we see Robin and Vicky together. And I also do think we'll get the Lumax movie date. I posted a short here on YouTube within the hour of my final finale predictions. And I do think that the Duffers will give us some of those moments that have been teased for a season or two now with characters, right? One of them being the Lumax date, the Jopper date. If Joyce lives, let's talk about that. Let's unpack that. I have a theory. I'm not really confident. I don't think it's going to happen, but let me explain. And I've talked about it in recent videos, but if you haven't heard, get ready. There's a world where Joyce sacrifices herself for 11. Here's why. She has a deep love for Hopper. They even had like a final exchange where Hopper says to her, like, I will not lose her. Like, he basically says, like, if Kali tries some shit, I'm killing her. Like, I'm not playing any games. Like, that's my daughter. I'm not losing her. He's consistently been overprotective. He's been like a helicopter parent, but like, he's so deathly afraid of losing 11. So there's a world where Joyce, who he's in love with, and she's obviously in love with him, ends up seeing this and is like, I love Hopper so much that I'm willing to sacrifice myself so he can always have a daughter. And she dies because her arc this season of Swords has kind of been the opposite. It's like weirdly parallels Hopper in a weird way. Like, she was super protective of Will and wasn't really letting him, use his powers. And now she's kind of giving him some slack on the leash, right? And is letting him do what he's got to do. And that's strengthened their relationship. Well, what if, because she learned that and she knows maybe Hop's never going to let Elle free, I'm going to sacrifice I don't know. It's just a theory I had. I don't think it's going to happen. It would make sense in that case that Jonathan is split up with Nancy, because then Jonathan can kind of caretake Will or be like a father figure in a sense. But that's kind of a stretch. I don't think they're going to do it. It would work. I think the more clear arc, path for these characters, their character arcs, is have Hopper live through the whole thing. And then ultimately he's like, the only way we can save everyone is if I give Elle that freedom, and I can't be overprotective anymore. And that is going to, you know, cause him to experience loss. And he's going to have to learn, you know, I had to let go, but it was for everyone else. And it'd be sad as hell, but that might be the route they go. By the way, 1,600 people in here. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see you here. Hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Let's get to 1,600 likes. I think we can do it. And super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get your question and comment concern. I will answer those right when they pop up, but regular chat as well. I'm going to do like speed rounds through. I try and balance both, but the only way to guarantee I can get your question is super chat. Shimmy with the super chat. Do you have any questions for me? Let me know. Let's see. Right here, this one says, do you think Will is flayed again? And while he was tied up and back in his trance / asleep, do you think he was building anything else in volume 2? I don't think he was building anything else, but there is a world where maybe he, even then, there's a whole theory, and Cam more in touch with this than myself, because I'm not really scrolling Twitter as much. There is a theory that the way he, you know, during his coming out scene, some of the things he was describing felt 1950s. And so maybe it was Henry Creel speaking through Will. That's what a lot of people have theorized. That's the gist of it, right?
Would you like me to tune in?
Please.
So the main thing that's weird in his speech is being like, we like biking to Melvald's to get malted milkshakes. And like, Melvald's is a general store. We know that. That's where Joyce worked. But in the play, Melvald's in the 50s in Hawkins was a diner. And Joyce worked at that diner, and Henry goes to Melvald's with Patty Newby, and like that's where like they hang out after school.
Yeah.
So that's weird. And then him being like, we like getting lost in the woods. Everyone was kind of like, that was maybe the worst memory of your life. So I don't really know what that's about. I don't know why you would say that. I don't know if anything will come of that. To be frank, I love the Duffers Down, but I do think they have some continuity errors sometimes in the tiny, small details.
Mm-hmm.
Like forgetting Will's birthday, stuff like that. So I don't know if anything will come of it, but I'd be very curious to see.
There you go. So no, I don't think he was building anything, but he could be under the control of Vecna, maybe. Who knows? Hello, I got to Stranger Things in October. Well, I'm glad. Perfect timing, right? Got in just in time for season 5. You get to watch it all end live. Chris Bush with the super chat here says, good evening from the UK. Well, it's a lot later out there. Thank you for tuning in. I know you're going to have a late night. Happy New Year to you. Just sat waiting for the final episode. Hot take, but my thought is Nancy might die. Thoughts, I'm kind of with you. Here's why. I think there's a possibility for anyone to die in this episode. Some way more than others. But Nancy, I pay attention to these little details. When I rewatched season 1 through 4 leading up to season 5, every time a character died, there are these little signs. These little, like, this character's going to die flash moments. Like Bob has multiple. Eddie has multiple. And so with Nancy, I'm trying to pay attention. I'm like, okay, her and Jonathan had this scene. It was kind of them splitting up. Then you had the moment right when they get out of that room, the goop room, if you will. Dustin immediately goes and hugs her. And it was like, is that weird? Dustin having a moment with Nancy is kind of not out of place because obviously they have a sweet relationship, but it's not something that we've seen much of. So that was like tying up that, this sweet little hug. Then after the shootout, right, with the Max Z, Nancy is in the truck. Hopper's there. When does Hopper ever talk to Nancy? He's like, great shooting, kid. That kind of was interesting and not really something we see much of. So I was like, okay, Hopper and Nancy having like a bit of a final exchange there. All right. Now, here in this final episode, who is the main kid that's been caught and captured? It's Holly, her sister. And ever since season 4, when Nancy was, I guess given or shown rather this vision by Vecna, and then she related to everyone where she was like, I saw dead soldiers, fire all around my family. She didn't say dead, but she alluded to they were dead. What if she's been carrying this guilt, this burden, and I'll do you one more, even past that vision, but since Barb? It would almost be a full circle moment to where she was there with Barb and feels guilty, and that she just feels so bad in the end that she ends up going and sacrificing herself to save her own sister. I could see that happening. Like, she's like, I'm not letting, this evil get my sister like how it got Barb. It could be something along those lines. Don't know if they want to commit to it or not, but I certainly could see that being the case. And then another piece of evidence towards this is we've seen the shot from the finale trailer of Dustin screaming. And when a character's screaming in a trailer, usually it indicates something's going crazy. What if that is Nancy dying? I don't know, because we had that little hug. He's always like had a sweet relationship with her ever since season 1, the first episode, literally. He's like, saved you a slice. And then they have their dance at the snowball in season 2. Kind of on, I think between Nancy and Jonathan, like if you were saying, hey, pick one, like if someone told me one of them dies, guess which one? I'm guessing Nancy. I hope I'm wrong, though. Again, I don't want to see either of them die, and they probably won't. But there is evidence backing a potential Nancy death. Whew, it's going to be insane, guys. I'm nerved up. This super chat, thank you. It says, at the gym right now listening in, we'll get a pump. I love it. It reminds me of Pain and Gain. I got to get a pump. One final question before our comfort show ends. What do you think the last shot of this masterpiece will be? I can't shake the vision I've had. And I again, if this is not correct, I'm not going to be like, this show sucks. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Is that Indy? Okay, yeah. I heard a noise in the background. I was like, what is that? Indy, my cat is using the litter. I was like, what the hell is that? I thought something was falling in the kitchen. Anyway, here's the point I'm trying to make. I have a vision, and if it's not what happens, I'm not going to be like, damn this show, because I think that's really weird and toxic and unhealthy. It's just a vision I have. It's a theory I have, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'll accept, I'll accept, judge, critique, whatever they do, and see how I like it. But I think that it's going to end with the 4 kids, the OG party, alive and well, playing D&D one last time. And I made a video about this months ago. I was like, this is what I believe the perfect thing to be. It parallels the end of the first season, where we got the Byers family sitting around having a dinner. Camera zooms out, and you get, the Stranger Things theme kicking in, and the logo pops up on screen. Could be something very similar to that. My only tweak would be I want to hear Peter Gabriel's rendition of Heroes, or potentially the David Bowie song, right? One of those 2 versions of that song would be awesome. And I think it should be like them, Toy Story 3-esque, right? It's their final get-together. Maybe they've just graduated. Maybe they're going separate ways. One's going to college. One's going out of Hawkins. They're all leaving. Maybe one person's staying in Hawkins. But whatever it is, they're like, we're going to be friends forever. And this is like a final goodbye. I think it would be really emotional. Maybe one by one they get up, and then Mike's the last character to go. And then it close-ups on their, their D&D pieces on the board. Something like that would be sweet. A shot of just the 4 of them from outside the house could be sweet. I mean, something involving the kids to me is what the final shot's going to be. It's not going to be like Steve. It's not going to be Robin. Like it's going to be one of Mike, Will, 11. I don't even think Hopper's going to be involved in the final shot, and I love him to death. It's got to involve Mike because he is the main kid from season 1. And I think it in many ways, he's kind of the main, you could argue, the main character. I think you could argue like 3 or 4, maybe even 5. A lot of people will say, oh, it's Will, it's 11. Mike's in that conversation too, especially for this season at least, and season 1. Regardless, I think it will involve the OG party, and it's going to be something that I'll want painted and put on my wall. Final shots of things need to hit, and I think, and I keep calling back to, great final shots. There's 2 that stand out, 2 finales of shows that nailed the ending with perfect finales and perfect final shots. Breaking Bad being one, Succession being another. Owens needs to appear. I'm with you. I'm not saying I'll be like disgusted if he doesn't show up, but like, come on. Dr. Owens is alive. I know when I brought this up recently, people were like, I thought he died. He did not die. He was at the Nina Project facility. And there was like an explosion inside, but then we saw Colonel Sullivan come up. Like he's alive. He's just probably in government custody, and I hope we get some closure with him. I think that is a loose end that would irk me. Unless maybe he shows up in the spinoff. What if he's like leading the spinoff? Dr. Owens, I'm here for it. I might jump out of the chair when he shows up, because I do think he will show up. I thought the actor was asked about filming season 5, and Paul Reiser, that is, and I swear he was like, it's going to be crazy. But I don't know. We will be sobbing till next week. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Super chat here, thank you, Shimmy, says, what do you think of the review bombing that's going on? It's extremely unwarranted. Yeah, look, the IMDb score, I think, is the lowest episode. I don't pay attention to any of that crap hardly ever, but when you go look at the ratio and there's just a bunch of people spamming 1 out of 10, it's kind of absurd, in my opinion. My opinion is not swayed by anyone online. People can have the opinion they want to have about a show or movie, but it's just silly. It's whiny is what it is. The perception, the takeaway I have, in my opinion, is a lot of people wanted this to be more action-packed, when in reality, this show has never been about that. It's never even had many action sequences. There are epic moments, but there's not like battles. It's not hand-to-hand combat hardly ever. Like the most action. Hell, we had action this season, mind you. We had the whole Demogorgon Max Z attack. But here's my thing. expectation versus reality. I think a lot of people were disappointed because they had set a certain set of expectations for what the episodes were going to be. And so they wanted to see that. They wanted to see what they had envisioned. And that's not what it was. This show has always been about the emotional, smaller character moments, in my opinion. And it's never been an action-packed extravaganza. Now, the finale has been set up to have some pretty epic moments. But the question I'll ask, and I was talking about this with my friend on the phone earlier today, is there's over 2,000 people here now. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Helps out a lot. The point I was making is, and he was making as well, imagine if they dropped all the episodes at once or just split the volumes in half. So everyone watched the bridge and then directly went into the finale. What would the reactions be? It's a good question. And then I got to shout out Starcourt, my man Jacob. I don't know if he's in here right now. Made a damn great point. All credit to him. Go follow Starcourt on socials. This point, honestly, it was like a mic drop to me. He goes, imagine if they split season 3 the same way they've split season 5. You get the first 4 episodes. Episode 4 of season 3 is the sauna test. Probably pretty well received. That's an awesome episode. Then you wait a month and you watch the next 3. And the 7th episode of season 3 ends with Elle writhing in pain in the hospital. And we don't even see the reunion of Hopper, 11, and all them yet. So people would probably be like, oh, that's it? What? Then you go watch the Battle of Starcourt and you're like, hell yeah. The first 2 minutes, Hopper and them show up. They're all together at the mall. You get the epic finale. So I just wonder if this show released all the episodes at once, what would the reaction be compared to what it is? And I can't help but feel strongly that it would be more well received. Now, I think a lot of people do really enjoy and love this season. There's just a very loud, weird vocal minority, and it's just on Twitter and TikTok mainly, because I've talked to people who are not chronically online who really do enjoy and are excited for the finale. So it's a very strange phenomenon. I also do believe it's a topic for just a greater conversation in general about society, and not to go all joker on everybody. We live in a society. No, it is true that negativity in general, it's getting bad out there. And it's not just in the movie space, but I feel like the current state of the world, people just get so fed up with things. It bleeds into movie and TV reactions, responses, reviews on social media. And then that's what leads to, oh, I hate this, sucks, it's awful. And that a lot of people take advantage of negativity because it sells necessarily online. People buy into that and they feed into it and they feed off of it. And so, yeah, I think that the review bombing is insane. If someone were to honestly come up to me and tell me The Lost Sister is a better episode of TV than The Bridge, I think they're insane. Personally, I do. And I think that's wrong. The Lost Sister is the worst episode of the show. And it's not even up for debate, in my opinion. So I don't know. People are also completely just almost misinformed about the show. They're like, there's a 15-minute scene of Will coming out. It's like a 5-minute scene. And if you guys paid attention, it's very clearly established that has to happen. He has to get that secret out so he can be vulnerable with everyone. And Vecna can't take advantage of him for that. Like, it's very clearly laid out. And people are like, it's out of nowhere. I'm like, have you watched the show? Anyway, it frustrates me, but I try not to look at it too much. Thank you guys for being in here, by the way. I'm gonna do a little speed round here real quick. I agree, Ryan. Dragon? No, I don't think we're getting a dragon. Do you think Mr. Clark is going to die? So someone brought this up. Someone brought this up to me. My buddy Trevor, shout out Film Geeks. He was like, what if Dustin's reacting to Mr. Clark dying? He was like, oftentimes in seasons, characters who are beloved but smaller get killed off, like Bob or even Smirnoff, Alexei, right? What if he dies? I'm like, damn, that'd be cruel because he was never even meant to be down there. Like, he is just the teacher who we've loved since season 1, and they kill him. Like, that would really hurt. Hello there. Do I think the finale is going to hit? I certainly do. Yes, happy Stranger Things finale day to those who celebrate. Someone said Drake May. Someone's a Patriots fan, I assume. Let's see. All right, looking through the chat here. What do I think about the Thessal Hydra theories? Cool stuff. I'd love to see a Thessal Hydra just because of the callback. It'd be like hype, but I just feel like it's not going to happen. Oh, love this question. Best question of the stream. What needle drop are you hoping for? There's so many I want. I want a lot of needle drops. I think they have some ground to cover and make up because I think there's been a lack of needle drops. That's my biggest gripe, right? And you know what? it's the worst season of all time because of it. I'm kidding. That's how people online are. They're like, oh my God, this one little thing didn't work. It just sucks. It's the worst thing ever. No, my gripe, and it's not really even that deep, is I think that this season by far probably has the weakest soundtrack. Now they still have some bangers. Upside Down, I think We're Alone Now. Fernando is great. I forget about that one, honestly. But I do think they have sort of taken a step back from the needle drops, which to me, music is critical to Stranger Things all 4 seasons past. And so that's one thing that I felt has been missing ever so slightly. Excuse me. So a point I want to make, what needle drop we're going to have? Well, I got the WSQK record recently. And on that record, it does have songs from Volume 1, which makes me really strongly believe that it's hinting at songs that are going to be in Volume 2. Excuse me, the finale. I thought they're Volume 2, but the finale. And there are 3 options for songs that could be in this finale based on that record. Wheel in the Sky by Journey, and that would be fitting, especially if they did some sort of epic remix because of Separate Ways, which was like the song alongside Running Up That Hill from season 4. That would be sick to hear that. And then it's also fitting because where are we going? We're going to the freaking sky, right? The abyss is coming in. That'd be really cool to play when that moment happens, like a convergence of sorts. That would be sick. Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2 by Pink Floyd is the one that I really want to hear of those potentials. That's on the record, by the way. Man, that would be sick, especially because of the wall, the bridge. We thought it was a wall around the Upside Down. It turns out it's a freaking wormhole. Like, come on, you know? So yeah, I want to hear those. My pick that I actually do want to hear that I don't think we're going to hear. My buddy, again, Starcourt, I think he'd said he wanted to hear this. And then when they dropped the Google ad, they dropped the Google commercial and we hear this song in it. It's Don't Dream It's Over. I think that would be great to hear near the end. And then, you know, I'll throw one out there. I don't think we're going to hear it, but hold on. You know, I'd love to hear like a straight up, and I'll say it, a basic 80s rock song, you know, whether that's something as basic as like Living on a Prayer or something by AC/DC. Like it's not usually they like to get a little more niche, but I think that would just be badass. Whatever they do, I mean, it's going to be hype. And I hope we get one. I would be kind of bummed if we don't get any. That's the one. If you go to the WSQK radio broadcasts from Rock and Rob and on the official Spotify playlist, there's one of the segments that references Michael Jackson's Bad. Smooth Criminal would be sick. Anyway, whatever they do, I'm sure it'll rule. They have to have one, right? They've said themselves there is some sort of song in this finale that's like never been used in a TV show because of licensing. And so that has to be a big song from like a Michael Jackson, a Prince, a Pink Floyd, the Eagles, like a huge band or artist, like you would imagine. Ooh, shout out Leo. All love, man. Hope you're doing well. I can't believe it's almost here. Thank you for all the Stranger Things hype. Yeah, it's been one hell of a journey, man. I hope all's well with you. Stay warm up there. I know where you're at. It's cold, I'm pretty sure right now. It's cold as hell where I am too. It's just cold all around. But no, man, it's gonna be emotional. And thank you for following along with the journey, dude. Sounds good. Brady with the super chat. It says, sorry about that noise.
It's so loud.
Yeah, there's a loud ass blind in here that just sounds like a screeching
bat.
Damn near a demo bat, one could say.
They found
Apologies if that hurt anyone's ears. I shouldn't have. I'm told that noises don't really pick up from this mic, like in the background, which is cool because that's ideal. But anyway, would you agree that the main reason for Vault 2 getting mixed reviews is because of the episode release dates? People are expecting a conclusion but didn't get one. I mean, if someone didn't realize there was a finale after it, that's kind of on them. The same thing happened with Cobra Kai. People were like, that's it? There's only 5 episodes? I'm like, you kind of got to pay attention. They clearly laid out there 3 volumes for that show. That's obviously a topic for another time. But no, I would say people are probably bummed because they couldn't see the conclusion. So yes, in a sense, yes. I think people were probably like, I wanted to see how it ended. And so that feeling of not getting immediate gratification, instant satisfaction rubbed off. And they were like, damn this show, I'm going to review bomb it because I didn't get to get my way immediately. I didn't get to see how it ended. And so that's what resulted in it. Who unlocked the door the night Will was taken? My cat right here.
Vecna.
Yep, he got it.
I think the Duffer Brothers already confirmed that.
I remember people were like...
It was 11.
Yeah, that whole thing was dumb to me. And maybe I don't think they would reveal it. I know people were like, it's 11. I just feel like it was Vecna. Was it not?
Vecna. The Duffer Brothers said it was Vecna.
Yeah, I think it's Vecna. Will wouldn't have unlocked the door himself, and 11 wasn't there. So yeah, there you go. I'm going Vecna. Good old Vex. Did you hear the Holly scene mistake edit and opinion? If you're referring to the Under Armour logo that made it into the final cut, I did see this. It's like a Starbucks cup incident, and Cam was actually editing my reaction. She edits the reactions and crushes it with that. And the footage we had the Under Armour logo on the arm. Pretty crazy. It's no longer there though.
Yeah,
we went side by side. It's been digitally removed from Netflix, but
which I respect.
Yeah, there was. And I bet you with the Nike collab, that could have been disastrous, because I'm pretty sure they have a huge deal with Nike, because there's a clear product placement shot. It's in the first or second episode of Elle. I think it's the second, maybe third. Elle is in the upside down, and she puts her shoe up on a tree and starts tying it. And like, you can know it's like Nike's on screen for 2 seconds. You're like, that was product placement. They did the same thing with Gatorade. Are you as pumped as I am? How pumped are you, Outdoor Adventures? I'm damn pumped. I was taking a shower before getting on the stream. I was listening to the soundtrack. I'm not going to lie. The most hyped song to me is Separate Ways. I think Separate Ways is the song. And I know Running Up That Hill is great, but it's got to be the remix version to get me super hyped. Still great. But if I'm picking one, like this is the song that I need to run, like take off running, I think I'm going Separate Ways remix from the trailer. Golly. Okay. Thank you guys. We got 2,200 people in here. This is insane. Thank you guys for being here, truly, from the bottom of my heart. We're going to be live probably about 2 more hours leading up to the finale dropping. So fire off your questions, and of course, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Get to 2,000 likes. I think we can do it. Why not? But yeah, I'm very pumped. This super chat here says, I think so Ted Wheeler missed his Molly Weasley moment in season 5. Imagine if it would have been him walking through the doors instead of Karen in the laundry after the explosion. I feel like that I would have been less satisfying. I was like, Karen, hell yeah, Karen Wheeler. I think the script even said like Karen Ethan Wheeler. That's apparently what I saw on socials. But Ted is, I mean, can we talk about Ted Wheeler? Why does no one care about him? He's in a coma right now. We know Karen's alive and well. Like we saw her help out. Like we saw her in Ep 2. At the end of the episode, she's writing out Henry on the paper, and like that obviously leads to the whole Mr. What's It reveal. So like she's been fine. She's going to recover. What about Ted? We saw him get wheeled into the hospital. He's been in a coma since. He has not been brought up. Is he going to just die? It kind of like has me thinking he might die. Like after all the dust settles, like Ted Wheeler is dead. Like that would make things really real and like shocking. You know, we forgot about him this whole season, and then we get back. We won, guys. Ted's dead. That would be kind of tragic in a weird way, but. I kind of think they should have just killed him. They should have just killed him. I mean, look, the Wheeler family's going to be all right. And Ted's been absent a lot of the show. Like, I think that death would have probably been fine if they just wanted to go ahead and commit to killing him, but it is what it is. Who's your number one death prediction? Love your vids. Thank you. I appreciate that. My number one death prediction remains 11. But if I can say Vecna, I think I'll go with that because he is a goner for me. Just like how I thought Thanos was a goner going into Endgame. Happy New Year, man. Much love from NL. Is that Netherlands? Forgive me. I think that's what that is. Let me look this up. I don't want to get this wrong. Yes, I was correct. Thank you. And it's probably already 2026, I assume, where you are, or close to it. Super chat here says, do you think 11 will go out with Kali, or do you think she will go out in a different way, or at all? I think she will go, but I kind of ran through this earlier. It's two theories I have. Number one, I think the show wants us to think Elle's going to die with Kali, and it's setting it up so much so that some sort of twist has to be revolving around it, or so it has to somehow subvert expectations. And maybe it is just that Kali is evil and Elle like fights her off. And then Elle is like, I'm out. I'm going to not stay down with the ship. Like I'm getting the hell out of the Upside Down. And she realizes that the only way she can save everyone is by dying, collapsing the bridge from within, staying back, exerting her powers one final time. Maybe the bomb plan doesn't work and she has to blow it up. It'd be sad. So I think that could happen, and that would be sort of a different, unexpected way. But the real way I want it to end, and I think I've already said this in the stream. I've said it so many times lately on different videos. I want them to go the Dark Knight Rises route with it. And if you know what that means, you're a real one. I was born in darkness. Anyway, so I think what that means is 11 fake dies. And the way they could pull this off is Kali is actually good in the end, and she somehow collabs with Elle. even though Kali's like super down, Debbie Downer depressed, I doubt she would have the will to do this. You fake kill Kali and Elle because they just project it, right? She mentally projects it to Dr. K, the military, all the powers, that be, and everyone thinks that, that they're dead, both of them. Even our main characters and we, the audience, are supposed to believe it as well. We don't even know. Boom, we go to the epilogue. 11's dead. Then at the very end, 11 is revealed to be alive, living somewhere near a waterfall. And the only person who knows is Mike, and he can't say anything. So it's just Mike, or maybe Hopper knows, or maybe both. Maybe Will. I think then we're getting too crowded. I think 1 to 2 people need to know. I think 1 to 2 people need to know. And, that's that. I don't know how they execute it. They could go Shawshank Redemption, where there's a reunion near that waterfall. They could go, the final scene could be Mike showing up and it's like, I waited or some crap. I don't know what they want to write. I mean, it could parallel the Hopper Elle reunion at the end of 4. Like, there's so many possibilities, but I don't want to see her die. I want to make that clear. I don't want to see her die. I think she will, though, sadly. They should check on Ted. Dude, I'm saying, what are we doing? Is Ted just like, do we give a shit about Ted anymore? Sorry. It's just like, what does he do? No one seems to care. Please check the theory out. I don't know what this means, but thank you. Thank you. Intriguing theory I heard today. This is from Carissa. Thank you, Carissa. Kali is the mind flayer. For what other reason would her blood be killing the pregnant woman? Interesting. Kali is the mind flayer. That would be a wild twist that, again, would shake up the show as we know it. Maybe I could see Kali maybe being connected. There's a theory I kind of subscribe to that maybe if Kali is evil, maybe she's not inherently evil. She's actually possessed by Vecna and or the Mind Flayer or both. And it's very comparable to Will in season 2. And she has been like spying for them the whole time. That would be a pretty cool twist, playing into the whole idea of her being a traitor. You know what I mean? But we'll have to find out. That's a good point, though. Why is her blood? Maybe because her blood's just not as strong as Elle. Elle's built different, maybe. What spinoffs do you think there will be in the future? Great question, Ben. Thank you for the super chat. I think we will get. I think there was a missed opportunity to not do a young Joyce and Hopper spinoff. That kind of already got tackled in the first Shadow play, and I don't think they're going to want to get repetitive and make the first Shadow play into a TV show because it already exists in stage play format. Even though I think it's a golden opportunity and they could still totally capitalize on it. What?
He's just running and jumping on the walls.
Our cat's got zoomies right now. But other than that, we're getting Tales from 85, the animated spinoff. I think there's a world, because I've read recently that the spinoff's new characters. It's like a new world in and of itself. What's to say that Brenner's little book of crap that we see in the Upside Down or in the lab isn't filled with other creatures or potential entities, and they could dive into something there? Do we want to see the Mind Flayer, from a different timeline? I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea, but I think that if they want to do one within this universe with younger versions of the characters, a safe bet is a prequel. And it's literally just the first Shadow that's like into a show, but add way more depth to it and fully correct any continuity issues that the play has. I think people would tune in. It could just be a show based on the play. It totally would work, in my opinion. Chris with the super chat says, I'll be so disappointed if Kali is the reason 11 dies. If she dies for her friends, then fine, but not for Kali. That would not feel earned. I'm with you in the sense that I would be frustrated to see 11 not abandoned, but like not listen to her friends, not listen to her father, basically, in Hopper. But I'm like, yeah, I'm riding with Kali. It would kind of rub me the wrong way a little bit. So I hope that there's some reveal there where it's not just, I'm going down with Kali, she's my sister. I got to go with her. Like, I hope that I hope that's not the route they go. We'll see. I feel like there's just got to be a little more to it. I do. Super chat here says, what about the hole that broke open from Steve's car? Do you think that will affect them in the finale? I think it's bad if that doesn't become a factor. No, I think that's a non-factor. That's somewhere else in the Upside Down, away from where the characters are. And that's not something that I think will be brought up at all. Thoughts, Kim?
I have thought about that, and the fact that hole opened up at the church, which is a place that we've never been to in 4 seasons until now, makes me think that it's far enough away in Hawkins that it's not somewhere we're ever really near, that I don't really think it's going to be too much of a problem.
Yeah.
I think we've seen all we will see at the church from our characters.
Yeah.
So
kind of view it as this way, right? If we're in the world of Star Wars, this is a massive Star Destroyer, and we'll say that's the bridge for this sake, and then like a little hole, in one room of that Star Destroyer happens, and it's like sucking people out into the sky, but the whole ship's not going down with it. Does that make sense? I think the whole point of the hole happening there is to show the scale of the wormhole, right? The bridge from the outside, and Steve's car floating at the camera. So no, that doesn't bother me at all. I don't view that as even a plot hole or anything. It's so far away from the radio station, which is where we're going to be essentially for the most part. Hey, buddy, my cat's meowing. That it's going to be a non-factor in my opinion. Dylan says, I got a big bag of chips and some Uncrustables, 2 big Gatorades. Keep it light, but yeah, that's right. You did get the Uncrustables. I was trying to remember what snack it was. Uncrustables used to hit as a kid. I could destroy an Uncrustable, and occasionally I would get one at school lunch as well. My cat's going crazy. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, he's like having.
He's like he's yapping. We love him.
Get it out now, you cat. Let's get it out now.
Jake says, "Where's Dr. Owens? Did Ted die in his coma? What happened to Derek's parents? Are they still tied up? Are Max's letters getting read? Who really is Dr. K? Will the Thessal Hydra appear? You want to take over the stream, buddy?"
Do you want me to leave?
No, he's fine. He's incessant, isn't he? We love him. There he goes. My cat's crazy, but I love him. He's a crazy man. Let me go real quick. I think Dr. Owens is probably being held captive somewhere, and we will see him in the finale epilogue. Maybe he comes back to Hawkins and resumes some role of like making sure no, government entity or shady organizations pop up in Hawkins. I think Ted is gonna be fine, but maybe he is revealed to die. I don't know. What happened to Derek's parents? Are they still tied up? I would imagine, but also they're competent adults. They probably slept it off and were able to escape. I doubt they were tied up like they were being tortured or held captive by the FBI or something. I bet you they were like, we just got to get him here for the time being. I'm sure they're fine. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe we won't. That's one of the least of my worries, coming into the back half of the season. I also would imagine that Derek will take care of that as well once he's rescued. Are Max's letters getting read? No, I don't think so. Those were no, I don't think they're going to be read. That's a season 4 thing in my opinion, where Max died, but not really. So no, they didn't need to be read because she ended up living ultimately. Who really is Dr. K? That's a big question I have. I think she'll be revealed to have some connection to Brenner, whether that's a sister, a cousin, a widow. Yeah, anything. But I think she'll have some relation to the Brenner family because of her, being hell bent on recreating the experiments. And then will the Thessal Hydra appear? I don't think so, but wouldn't that be cool? Would be one hell of a callback. What do you think is genuinely going to happen tonight? That's the question. I genuinely think we're going to witness something beautiful that's going to emotionally move us all. And I hope that there's a moment as emotional as Hopper's letter being read. I hope maybe even a beautiful voiceover or a speech of sorts where, the Duffers cook with the writing and it really just strikes a chord emotionally. That would really hit. Cam, I want your opinion on this next question.
Yeah.
Super chat here from Jet Bug says, why do the adults act like they don't know Henry?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I feel the exact same way. I try to rack my brain and think of a time when someone has said around Joyce the name Henry Creel, first and last name. Same with Hopper. I can't necessarily think of it a time when someone would have said that to them, but also I can't think of why they wouldn't know that it's Henry.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that
maybe they just
will be addressed in the finale?
Maybe they. Yeah,
do you think they've been intentionally saving it for the finale? Maybe
if they don't address it, that would slightly annoy me. Mm-hmm. Not enough to like bitch and moan about it. Pardon my French, but I'd be like, that's something that you could so easily mention, and it would tie into the play really well.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You're actively not going to do that? That's weird.
We'll find out. Nancy. I have no clue what that says.
Would you read it?
I think Nancy could die. That's my answer to it. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Chris, do you think there's a chance Vecna takes over Will completely and the crew has to take him out to save the world? I don't think... Okay. He's being a bit incessant.
Damn.
Yeah. Buddy, you got to calm down. Yeah. Sorry if you guys hear my cat. He won't shut up. I love him to death. He just really, really won't shut up right now, which is annoying. Anyway, hey Chris, do you think the chance Vecna takes over Will completely? No, I mean, it's tough. I could see a scene of the two of them fighting, right? Like it's teased at the end of episode 5 when we've got, the whole Henry saying, "Get out," that moment. We could see something like that, but them fighting back and forth, it could be trippy. It'd be really cool, well done scene. I don't know if we will see Will get killed, because I think the OG party has to be together when the show comes to a conclusion. Do you want to just go ahead and feed him dinner? I think that's kind of what he's craving for. Anything, yeah. My cat's raising hell right now, guys. Good Lord. I love the boy. I do. You guys saw him on the stream, but something's got him worked up right now. Crazy boy. Anyway, I don't think Will's going to die. And I don't think we'll see that happen where Vecna fully takes control over him, because it's so tough. It's tough to predict. I'm excited. I'll tell you that much. What's the perfect ending for you, and happy finale to you as well? The perfect ending for me, I've addressed, is that the kids, the 4 boys, survive. And they get to ride off into the sunset, essentially. And it's a beautiful ending, calling back to the first episode, where they all are playing D&D one last time. I think evil's defeated. I think that's a must. I think there's got to be a happy ending, but I think sacrifice probably needs to be felt as well. And that could involve 11 going. I mean, I want them to nail it. I want us to have a end of season 3 moment with a character's voiceover, or even just a scene of 2 characters talking that are 3, like a whole group, like something that just pulls on the heartstrings. And that's what I want. The big emotional gut punch. I want that. I need to feel that. Stephanie, thank you for the super chat. This one here says, I heard a rumor that Prince's song will be used in this final episode. I would love that. I mean, yeah, I've heard that, Prince is one of the names thrown around for potentially being the artist that, allowed or licensed the show to use the rights to the song. Like, there's some bangers. I think, which one would I want is let me look this up real quick. I think that, let me make sure I nail this. What Prince song would I want to hear, you might ask? I would definitely say I want to hear Let's Go Crazy. That'd be the one I would want. But I know a lot of people, Purple Rain is obviously the most popular thing Prince has done probably, and people probably want to hear that. But man, wouldn't it be sick to hear Let's Go Crazy? Prince or Michael Jackson, big rumors, big like speculation names for who the artist is. How old do you think the Mind Flayer is? I think the Mind Flayer is millions of years old. I think the Mind Flayer has been around forever, conquering dimensions. I think that just ancient, literally ancient. And I think they kind of get into some Mind Flayer lore the most in season 2. Dustin kind of hints at, we don't know how old, but millions of years potentially. So I think that in this world, the Mind Flayer has been around forever. Jordan says, hey, Chris, thank you for the super chat, Jordan. Do you think 11 will get another 1v1 fight or maybe more intense battle with Vecna this time around like we got from season 4? I think the two of them will have a confrontational scene. I don't know if we'll see them like fighting in a sense of like, I think if we see anything, it would almost be like their moment in the gym. Remember in Max's mind when they're in the snowball dance and they're like kind of pushing each other back and forth there. We could see something like that. I don't know if this is even a hot take. I'm not really interested in seeing something like that in Stranger Things where, we just see, and you said this many times, like, I don't really just want to see 3 characters beating up Vecna like it's Thanos versus Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. I'm more interested in how the gang can outsmart them. I've always said that, always. And if we get a 3-on-1 fight, Will, Kali, El versus Vecna, like that's totally cool too. But I think the show knows what it is, and it's not going to go that route. And it'll be, if they do, it'll be like Will is in control of Vecna and he's fighting it. So Will's not physically there. And then Kali is like projecting things. So it wouldn't be like just a fist fight. Like, I don't want to just see that, but I think we'll see some sort of showdown between 11 and Vecna. Certainly you'd imagine, right? By the way, thank you guys for being here. We got 2 hours and 5 minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes until the finale drops. Let that sink in. It's going to be beautiful. Oh, I got a new phone. You want to know why I got a new phone? Because this thing broke on my other phone. So I could plug it in, I could charge it, but it wouldn't read any sort of adapter or any sort of microphone or headphone. And I got to have like a headphone. I got to have headphones. And I also obviously have to have the ability to speak into a mic when I film on my phone. And so that was kind of annoying, but I dealt with that yesterday. I was like, I'm not playing any games before the finale. I'm getting a new phone. So I had to do that yesterday. But yeah, you guys have If you have an iPhone, do you have the 17? This is the 17 Pro. I don't know how I feel. It's pretty cool, but it's not like anything crazy. Okay. Yeah, to answer the question, we'll see a confrontation. You know what? We're going to do a quick speed round here in the regular chat. We're going to do it. It's going to be fun. And we're going to rattle off some names. We're going to rattle through some questions, like real quick answers. Here we go. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Our last live with you. Been lovely theorizing with you. Thank you so much for stopping in. It's been awesome. It's been great. And there's many more live streams to come in 2026. Talking Stranger Things, talking Tales from 85, but also all the crazy movies and shows we're getting next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for all that. Dragon, I've already answered it. I don't think we're seeing a dragon. I just don't. Thoughts on everyone saying Netflix edited out 2 hours of footage? I think it's a blatantly false, delusional take. I doubt that that's true. There's no truth to that, in my opinion. Best way to end 2025? I agree. Can't end it better bringing in the new year with the finale of Stranger Things. Someone says multiple characters will die today. 4 characters will die today. Rip Jonathan, someone says, we'll see. Wearing my Stranger Things hat. Love it. Patty needs to be in season 5. That would be cool.
That's what a lot of people think we're going to see.
Ooh, Patty Newby from the play. Second watch of the movie theater tomorrow. I hope you enjoy. I will not be seeing it in theaters, but I hope you guys have a damn great time if you do. Someone says milkshake gate in all caps. Milkshake gate for the Melvald's milkshake.
That is such a weird line to write.
Yeah, it is. You're not wrong.
But I also don't think anything's going to come of it, which makes it kind of annoying.
That's fair. Will Susie return to the epilogue? Man, I hope so. Someone said, Chris, tell her to stop spoiling Percy Jackson. This was 50 minutes ago, though.
What did I say?
You said something about who shows up.
Okay, well, if they read the books, they should know.
That's fair. A lot of people are really concerned about the Turnbow family. I didn't know they were fan favorites. All right, let's see. Do I think Will's going to die? I do not. I think Will is safe. I think Will's going to make it out. It's going to be a very tough pill to swallow saying goodbye for sure. I do not think we will see the 3-headed dragon. It's a fun theory, though. 11 will die. I do agree with this, unfortunately. All right, let's see. Genuinely don't think they have the balls to kill any character of note. Well, we'll see if they do or not.
Well, not killing people doesn't mean you don't have balls. Like, you don't have to kill somebody if it doesn't make narrative sense to kill them.
I always think of Guardians 3, like they didn't kill anyone and it worked still.
Yeah.
What's the spinoff? Tales from 85 is the only one that's certainly like happening or that we know of. Apparently there is a live action one that is happening that I think will get announced next year, if I had to guess. Someone said, and I didn't say it, but someone said Byler fans are annoying, and that's not me. That's this person's words. That's not me. So I didn't say that. Reviews are looking good. They're saying it fixed volume 2. I guess people have seen the finale. Interesting. I don't feel like there's a lot of fixing to do. I only enhancing, really. Mr. Clark dying would be unforgivable. This would be, this would be shocking. This would be comparable to the death of Alexei, which is such a gut punch to me. Whenever I rewatch season 3, I mean, you know, it hurts. It hurts. And I think Mr. Clark dying would be so harsh. But the Duffers do have a knack for killing like lovable side characters because they don't want to kill their precious mains. And I get it. But having him getting involved 2 hours on the dot, by the way, till the finale drops, kind of like, you know, food for thought. What are you most looking forward to in the finale? Arguably the epilogue and seeing like the return of the king of it all and seeing where everyone ends up. Really am looking forward to seeing like where characters end, the final scenes with characters. All right, got a bunch of super chats lined up here. I'm about to fire through those. Thank you guys so much for sending those in. That's the only way to guarantee I can get to your question, comment, concern, theory, prediction, whatever it may be. And it's a huge way to help support the channel as well. Let's see. All right, here we are. I made sure I was there. Hey, Chris, how do you ensure that all the hate about Volume 2 doesn't affect your excitement for the final episode and the show as a whole? I love the show. It's so much, and it means a lot to me, but the hate online is overwhelming. By not giving a damn what other people think is really my answer here. yeah, if you love something, if you enjoy something, you don't need to let anyone online who doesn't have a profile picture, who just hate tweets people all day affect that. And so no one can take that away from you. Everyone has their opinion and their feelings and their emotions, and no one can take that away from you. If it really does irk you or bother you, I would suggest just signing off and just don't scroll on Twitter for a while. Don't go on TikTok for a while. But I mean, I have enjoyed the hell out of this. I've seen a bunch of negativity around it as well. But this is everything nowadays. Everything nowadays is extremely divisive. It's love or hate. It's a lot of negativity online in general. I'm not just saying this about Stranger Things. Like every movie or show that comes out has people that there's like a cult that forms just hating it. It's weird. It's strange. It never existed until very recently. It wasn't this way 10 years ago, even like when Infinity War came out, it wasn't even like this. So it's weird. It's very weird. And just don't let it get to your head, because you have to, at the end of the day, you gotta live your life and feel how you feel about it. You can't let anyone else change that or impact or take that away from you. So yeah, just form your own opinion. That's really my advice. And it can feel weird if you're in like the minority sometimes, but you gotta stand true to that. If you feel that way, you can't bend the knee to a popular take. You just gotta believe, like it's Polar Express or something. Do you think we'll see Eddie, Billy, or any other characters killed by Vecna / the Mind Flayer make an appearance, maybe trapped in the Abyss? Damn good question. I do think that's where these characters could show up, the Abyss, or my theory was Camazotz, but we clearly are gone from there. I honestly still think there's a room for us to see these characters in maybe some sort of flashback. I certainly think we could see Eddie in an epilogue vision. That's a delusional take of mine, but I'm going to ride that one to the end. Yeah, I think there's room to see some characters. Maybe that's in the Abyss. Maybe that's in a vision. Maybe that's in a flashback. But we know we're going to see some Henry Creel visions based on that finale trailer. It seems like we are going to see his time at the play. And so anything's possible. Anything's possible. I really do. It would be emotional to see Joseph Quinn back in the role. Not alive, but in a flashback or vision. Even archival footage would hit. Jake with the super chat says, what if Kali, who's secretly joining force of the Vecna, traps Hopper in an illusion and kills him? Then Elle kills her in a fit of rage. Kali wants revenge on Hawkins and Hopper. Just a theory, though. Man, I would not be okay with Kali killing Hopper. That would damn near, I don't want to get ahead of myself. People ask me in these streams, what is something that would ruin the show? Kali killing Hopper would damn near do it for me. It would damn near do it for me. It would literally be like watching Han Solo die in The Force Awakens, where you're just like, what the hell did I just watch? I don't know if that would work for me. I don't think that would work for me. No. I don't want to see Hopper die. I don't want to see him die. And I don't think he will. I think that if they were going to kill him, they would have committed to it in Ep 4. They've fake killed him at the end of 3. They fake killed him at the end of Episode 4. They are not killing him. Yeah, I just think that would sicken me. That would disgust me, actually. I don't even want to think about that anymore. Thank you for the super chat, though. And I like the LeBron Heat profile pic. Go Dogs. I agree. Go Dogs. Big game tomorrow night. I'll be watching. I'll be tired as hell, but I'll be watching. I will not be watching the semi tonight, Ohio State, Miami, because obviously Stranger Things takes priority. I also don't care for either of those teams. And I might toss it on in the background as I edit some things after, but I just don't think I'm going to be mentally locked into that one. I'll have all the games on tomorrow while I do a lot of editing and filming crap throughout the day, because there's going to be a lot to discuss. Do you think the Cecil Hydra will come out, and do you think only like 1 or 3 characters will die, or half the characters? No way. If anyone has the expectation of them killing half the main characters, you need to change that immediately. This show is not Game of Thrones. This show will not have a bloodbath. The most characters that I think will die are 2. The most. I think it's probably going to be 1 big one. No, do not expect multiple characters to die, because then you can't really be disappointed, I think I'm confident in saying they're killing 1. People are saying, oh, they won't do it. They're killing 1. It could range from a Murray bombing to
1.
They're killing 1. There you go. Vecna's dying probably, so there's 1. I think they kill. So for counting that, thank you for reminding me, Kim. I think Henry dies. I think 11 dies. I think probably Kali, and then I do think a Murray, a Nancy, a Jonathan, one of those three. So 3 characters could die. That doesn't mean they're the main characters, but I think 3 could die. Hunter says, blessings, man. Same to you, and Happy New Year to you as well. Found you through Escape Pod. Hey, there you go. Question: do you think any character from Stranger Things can lift Mjolnir? That's a great one, man. I would say, who's like the purest of heart? I honestly don't. Who could lift Mjolnir? That's a fantastic question. For those who, if you don't know, this is Thor's hammer. I want to get Cam in here for this one, but I kind of lean Mike Wheeler. I kind of lean Mike Wheeler right now. And I know he's had his ups and downs, but I feel like that's a fair assessment. Hey, Cam. She's in the other room. But I'm going Mike Wheeler. I just think that he fits that mold of the leader. He's good-hearted, especially this season. Like, he's so supportive and loving to those around him. I mean, the scene with him, like, giving Holly the little D&D piece and like calling her Holly the heroic, and like the hope he inspires in her. Even like when he's like hyping up Will, he's like, you're a real life, honest to God sorcerer. That's a great scene. I think him being the leader, looking over the kids, I kind of lean Mike Wheeler. I do. Great question, Cam. What are your thoughts? Do you think any character from Stranger Things can lift Mjolnir? I have an answer and I already said it. My answer, can I say it?
I heard you. I think you said
Mike.
Wheeler.
Mike. I think Mike.
Mike is a good answer. My mind immediately went to Dustin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just feel like he's got that pure heart.
Yes. Great pick.
Honestly,
you could argue Lucas too. Like, you could argue the OG party.
Oh yeah, Lucas.
You could argue the OG party
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like any of them could. It depends on the day. Great question though. Callum, thank you for the super chat. One here from Nate says, do you think there will be a post-credit scene? If so, what do you think will be? I don't think there will be a post-credit scene. I think they're going to end it with that final shot, and they're not going to run the risk of having anything else. If there's a post-credit scene, it could be a Tales from 85 trailer that we've seen, but I don't think it's going to be like any like loose end type situation. I think they'll let it end with that final scene, because even I think Avengers Endgame didn't have a post-credit scene. Like, there are just some moments where you just got to let it play, and I just don't know. I don't think there's going to be any post-credit scene personally. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. It's finale season. We got 1 hour, 52 minutes. This is, I'm thinking Elle, Hopper, and Kali are paralleling Frodo, Sam, and Gollum at the end of Two Towers. Kali, in parentheses Gollum, may be leading Elle, who'd be Frodo, to a Shelob spider, which would be Vecna or a trap. I could see that. And I love the Lord of the Rings reference, by the way. Yeah, so I am of the opinion that Kali is maybe, she's traitorous in a sense. I don't know if it's of her own will, or if she's possessed or being controlled, physically puppeteered, if you will, by the Mind Flayer Vecna. Something's awry though. Something's up. Something's fishy, and I think we all kind of acknowledge that collectively. And so, to me, I could totally buy this. Maybe you're right. Kali's like, we got to go out together. We got to go down with the ship, but she's going to mislead her in a sense. And we do literally see that where Vecna is like his hub, his home base. That's probably the Mind Flayer, and it would make sense that she's being led there. There's going to be some revelations here. It's not just going to be a like by the numbers finale where we know everything. Something's going to catch us off guard. So I can't wait to see what it is. That's a fantastic little pull there, though. I love the Lord of the Rings mention, little Middle Earth action. I plan to rewatch those movies early next year. Death predictions from Connor. I've said it many times. I think Elle. I don't want it to happen, but I think 11's going. And then I do think, and I'm just going to ride this one out. I think Murray's dying. I think he's very killable. Like, I think he's the comedic relief of the show, but like killing him in the first half would really show how, intense the final mission is. Do you think time travel would be a plot device?
Not at this point.
No, I don't.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't. I think that there's a world where, I mean, the looming threat kind of is that the world we know is turned upside down, you could say. If the worlds merge, like, that's not time travel. That's like recreating worlds in a sense. So no, I don't think that there will be any time travel involved at this point. With only 2 hours and 8 minutes left, minusing off the subtracting rather the epilogue, we're talking like an hour and a half. So I don't think at this point they'll get into the time travel stuff, but it was a fun theory while it lasted. Happy New Year. What do you think some of the main character endings will be like? Final Stranger Things episode. You're damn right. Happy New Year to you. And you're right. This is the last episode of the show. I will say final, and I think that like Robin and Vicky are just going to be chilling. Like, I think that Robin's going to continue working at WSKK. I think Vicky's going to continue being, a nurse, and I think they're going to be happy. I think, yeah, like what I think Nancy, if she lives, will, like, if there's an epilogue, it will be shown that she left Hawkins and she went to be a star journalist somewhere, whether that's like her own, she's independent or she's somewhere in like the big city. I don't know, but I feel like with her, that's her path. Steve's ending's interesting. I don't know what his.
Wait, what character were we just talking about?
Nancy.
Is there a reason you had to say the line, her path?
I don't know what you're talking about. What
Chasm 2.
Oh, no, I didn't even think of Chasm 2.
We're not on different paths.
Oh,
we're on my path.
There you go. Could be a tragic ending.
That was a trigger for me.
Pick a character, and how you see their ending playing out.
Jonathan and Nancy living in New York post grad find each other in Central Park. They reconnect. They get married and live forever together.
There you go. Happy ending for sure for them. It'll be fun to see how everyone's character concludes. This super chat here, thank you so much. Is there a chance both Steve and Jonathan sacrificed themselves trying to save Nancy to show that they cared as much as they both said they did? I mean, killing both of them together would not work for me. I think, and I really am off the Steve dying train because of the reunion between him and Dustin. Like, you just gave us this whole, I missed my best friend, and how they like seemingly need each other for life. I just don't think you can strip that away from the audience at this point. I think they have to live. So I could see one of Jonathan or Nancy dying for the other, or no. But I lean, if anyone, Nancy, and it's for Holly because she's a great older sister. But I don't see both of them dying for Nancy. Super Chat here says, I think most of the haters are people who started watching season 4. You said it, not me. I mean, I think a lot of hate, obviously hate what you want to hate, love what you want to love, whatever. I would be because I've seen a lot of people back up hate online with things that are just illogical and don't make sense. It's almost like there's a misunderstanding of the show. I hate to, and I don't really hate to say it, Cam. Do you agree? Like, a lot of people don't understand things.
Yeah.
Like, it's subjective, and that's like, there are franchises where I'm like, I'm going to acknowledge I don't understand what's going on here because I'm not in the know like a lot of other people. So judging this feels weird. But it is, I kind of agree in a sense where there are, and I'll do you one more. I think there's a world where hate or people expecting these big action set pieces and all this stuff might come from people who maybe only watched the seasons once when they came out. I think that's a fair assessment. But yeah, going in expecting it to be an action-packed extravaganza is always interesting to me, because the Duffer said it was going to be more like season 1. And when you hear that, season 1 has -0 action, Anyway, do you think we'll see Eddie, Billy, or any other characters killed by Vecna? Oh, I think I already answered this one. Did I not? I think I did. But to answer it again, I would love to see any of those characters in any capacity in some way, shape, or form. Super chat here says, why do you think Henry had to pretend to be good to the kids in order to make his plan work, even after he has them in their mind? I think probably just to present himself, like to make himself presentable, right? To not frighten them, to lure them there, essentially. I think that's kind of the case. But yeah, I don't think, well, here's the thing. To my knowledge, right, he had to lure them there to then connect them to the spires, which in essence allows them to become a part of this little hive mind that we got going. So he kind of had to be the presentable Mr. What's-It, imaginary friend persona to lure them to ultimately get them to Camazotz. Who do you think is going to die from the main group? I really do think 11. And I hate that I feel that way, but I'm convicted in that opinion. The super chat says, love the vids, man. Keep it up watching since 2022. Well, thank you for sticking around throughout these years. Got lots of fun stuff coming to cover the finale, but also in the year 2026, I'm covering Outer Banks, probably The Boys, lots of shows, lots of movies from Marvel and beyond. So it's going to be a fun year. And of course, anything in the world of Stranger Things also. Love the Steve backwards hat profile pic, by the way. Who do you fear most in the finale? Who do I fear most dying? I would say if that's the question, I would say, what would like, I really don't want to see like a Dustin die. I think we're safe, but I think that would scare me the most, like him dying actually. Who do I fear? Yeah. In terms of like who would I not want to, I'm kind of flipping this question on its head. Who would I not want to cross paths with in the finale? I don't think I'd want to be in front of Nancy. You know, she's packing heat. Nancy, walk him down, Wheeler. Super Chat here says, hey, Chris, I saw a video about the Duffer Brothers saying there's a song that hasn't been used before in the finale. Most people think it's Landslide. Interesting. I feel like that will... I don't know if they would go that Fleetwood Mac route. I feel like the song they're referring to might be... Maybe it could be that. I think it would be more of a bit of an upbeat song for like the moment when they go into the abyss. I do think Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall could, but apparently that song's been used on TV before. Someone told me. So I don't know, guys. That's going to be fun. And I think we'll know distinctly when this song starts playing, like that's the one. The context of it is unknown, though. Do you think the Mind Flayer will be the final boss? Yeah, I think the Mind Flayer will be revealed to have corrupted Vecna. This is getting into first Shadow lore, but I think they'll fully canonize it here in flashbacks and make it known. So, yes. Super Chat says, if we don't get a Lumax, I Love You and Kiss in the epilogue, followed by the movie date, it's on site for the Duffers. No kiss since season 2 is ridiculous. Yeah, I think we got to get all that.
I mean, no one's kissed in like...
Do you think we'll get a kiss? A Lumax kiss.
I mean, it'd be nice.
A Lumax movie date is the most important thing.
The Lumax reunion was so damn romantic. I think that was more romantic than any kiss that could have ever happened.
I loved that scene. Loved that scene. Hey, Indy. He seems to have calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, speed drop.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, so I would say we need to see them have the movie date. What movie, though? What movie will they be watching is the real question. Jaws 19. This super chat says, do you think we'll see... I've been asked this one a lot by you. I thank you. But I have already answered it. Mr. Clark mentions with wormholes, you might be able to go to a different time. Do you think time travel will tie into the plot line in any way? So I was asked this earlier about time travel. I really don't think so. I think time travel will not come into play like traditional time travel in a sense where it's like, oh, we're going to go back to 1983. I don't think that's going to happen. There's probably not enough time. People have said there could be like a time reset where they're in, like our characters know who they are, but they're in a different dimension. That would be real fascinating. I don't know if they want to go that route or not. But I wouldn't be opposed to it if they execute it. And yeah, I'm kind of like, time travel, probably too late to do. Probably too late to do traditional time travel. Do I think the Thessal Hydra will be the main bad? No, I think the Mind Flayer will be. But I want to see the Thessal Hydra. It'd be really cool. It might just be too late in the game for it, unfortunately. What do you think the Wheelers family ending is going to be? I hope Holly survives and they all get therapy. That got me. Yeah, that's what they need, right? I think Holly lives. I think Mike lives. I think Karen lives. And then Ted and Nancy, I'm up in the air on. I think one of the two could die. Ted's probably going to make it out. You would imagine, right? But he could also die in that coma. And I do think Nancy or Jonathan would maybe go. They're teasing it, but I could see Nancy living as well. Because killing one of those two characters would be big time, and that would be like a lot. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would say that they're probably going to be fine. I think that, Karen's going to have those scars for life, obviously. Holly's going to be traumatized, and they're all going to carry this experience with them forever. But I do hope they have a happy ending and we can see them be, back to as normal as can be at the Wheeler house. I think we got to go back to the Wheeler house at the end. That's where I think it's got to end. So hopefully happy ending for them all. Favorite original soundtrack? Mine is the Holly, the heroic scene. Don't know the name since they didn't release the soundtrack for season 5. Yeah, I would say from this season, like my favorite track from the score that stands out to me is either in the Turbo Trap or the bridge. And from the bridge, it's when like Mr. Clark and them are like setting the balloons in the sky so they can pin Dustin's location. It's like super fast, upbeat techno like that. And then it's like a similar track that plays when Steve's driving the car in the Turbo Trap and they turn around. Both of those are like unreal to me. Owen with the super chat says, if you go to the explosion at the Upside Down Hawkins National Lab in the trailer, you can make out tentacles or wings on the right side of it. You can go check for yourself.
Talking about scores from the season?
Yeah, what's your favorite? From this season.
Really, really liked the music that was playing when they were Frankensteining the demo. it was like a
Yeah.
deep bass sort of.
Yeah. That was good.
I was like, oh, this is good. Ugh.
Yeah, good stuff. Regarding this one that I just read, that's crazy. Let me look this. It says, if you go in the finale trailer and look at the explosion in the upside down, you can make out tentacles or wings to the right. I'm looking at it right now.
Wings? Eddie is Cass.
I'm looking right now, and I'm seeing the upside down. I'm seeing smoke in the sky. I'm seeing what looks like maybe tentacles. I don't know. Wings would be crazy. Like, you guys think that's dragon's breath or something? That'd be bonkers. I feel like it's just a standard explosion, but I would love to be proven wrong. Like, I'm fair game for pretty much whatever they cook up if it's well executed. That's my big thing. The final song should be Forever Young by Alphaville. Yeah, that would hit as well. When I hear this song, you know what I always think of? Those TikTok videos that are disturbing where it's like AI and it's like an actor from a role in the 80s and it's like them aging up now and it's like them walking weird because it's this AI distortion of them. It's bizarre. But that song always plays. I'd be okay with that. I think Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen will be the epic needle drop, and that's the song that I was referring to. I'm totally cool with that as well because it's dope in the trailer, and I've really grown on that epic remix. It has to be the remix, though. It can't just be the standard version. You got to go epic remix, and they love to use epic remix songs in the trailers and in the show. And we saw that with season 4 twice. I think they could do it here. That would be totally fine by me. Totally fine by me. I'm here for this. Great question. Great comment. Super Chat here says, in the final song playing when the credits roll and they fade to black should be, the final song playing when the credits roll and fade to black should be Heroes by David Bowie, the original version. It's perfect in my opinion. I'm totally cool with this because if they go the route of having the OG party together, or even like Mike and Elle or whoever the hell it may be, that song has been played in 2 really emotional moments. It's when Will's body is found, or his fake body is found in Holly Jolly. And then at the end of season 3, after Elle Retopper's letter, it plays when they're leaving the buyer's house. So to use it again, sort of bookending the whole show, but using the Bowie version could show the change, right? Like the differences in the song. Like the Peter Gabriel version has a completely different tone to it, and then the Bowie version is more like, in a way, inspiring. It plays at the end of Perks of Being a Wallflower. I feel like it would fit the end of the show tonally. So yes, I'm okay with this. Totally okay with this. I actually would be down for this. By the way, thank you guys for being here. We got 2,500 people in here. Hit that like button, helps out a lot. I'm going to check real quick how many likes the stream's at because I'm always curious. And then I'm going to do a speed round again where we hop into the, we got 1K likes. Let's get some more likes on the stream. Let's do it. Helps out a lot. We're going to do a speed round of this regular chat real quick. And then I'm going to hop right over to the other one. Do you think we'll see new creatures? No, honestly, I really don't. Hot take, but volume 2 over volume 1. Hey, I respect it. I think they're both great. Is Netflix going to crash? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Shout out Jay Hayes, moderator here in the chat. And of course, be sure to hit that like button. Let's see. That one scene in the trailer where 11, Collie, and Max were in some sort of stage area. Is that a Henry memory? Yeah, I think it is.
I think that's going to be, it's a play thing, but it's a play thing times 2 because we already learned in the show that Henry was in Joyce's play, Oklahoma, in high school. And in the first Shadow play, that's a big deal. Like a big deal happens there. So I think we're going to be seeing some of that.
Mm-hmm. You got that right. I think we're going to see something. And you can also tell, too, there's a shot in the trailer of Henry's hand turning into Vecna. It looks like there's a red, curtain behind him.
I think that's just the grill house.
Fair.
It matches up with the living room.
Fair enough. Okay. Where's a good super chat here? Could Ross's finale runtime be misleading? Hey, he loves to troll us and mess with us, so you never know. What if it actually is 2.5 hours? I'm going in expecting 2 hours when the credits roll because credits were a bit longer in volume 2. So like 8 minutes for credits and then 2 hours for the episode. Super Chat here says, do you think they'll reveal how the Abyss/Dimension X was created? Probably not a major plot point, but I'm curious. I don't think so. I think it's just going to be that's another dimension out there that Vecna found or was sent to. I think there's some things that are okay to be left up in the air, and that's one of them. Right? There is certainly this idea of other dimensions in our world or in the universe, I guess I should say. And that just happens to be one of them. I don't think they'll spend time exploring that too much personally. And that doesn't bother me because it's just, it's like in any sci-fi, right? Oh, there's aliens out there. They're on this other planet. This just exists because in this world, where the show is set, there's other planets, other dimensions. Well, because 11 came in, she was in the void, and because she came in contact physically with a Demogorgon that was in the abyss, that then created a wormhole or bridge connecting the two dimensions because of that physical contact, right? That's why the Upside Down exists and was created. And so that, to me, explains everything I need to know. That's more fascinating to me than, oh, there's another world out there. Why is there another world out there, personally? Do you think there will be some more powerful Vecna? The Mind Flayer, probably. To be honest with you, I think the Mind Flayer will probably, like someone said earlier in the stream, the big baddie, it's probably the Mind Flayer. Indy is a demo cat. Cam, someone says Indy is a demo cat. He could be. He is a demo cat, honestly. I'm here for it. We need to give him a little Demogorgon headpiece. He would hate it. That's my cat, Indy, by the way, if you're wondering. Super Chat here says, what if Will possessed the Demogorgon to unlock the door because he has to get taken? Think time loop. Whoa. Wow. I had not thought about that. Holy hell. I had not thought about that. Oh my God. That's insane. That's like a Christopher Nolan Tenet level move right there. I just got chills. I had not thought about that. Had not heard that right now. Had not heard that until right now. Time loop. He does travel back somehow, and he unlocks the door because he can possess the demo. He can tap into the hive mind and do it, and he knew that he had to be taken for everything to go off without a hitch. Damn, that was good. That was good.
What happened?
What's the word? Gobsmacked? I'm gobsmacked. Yeah. Hear me out. Open-mindedness. What if Will possessed the Demogorgon to unlock the door because he had to get taken? Think time loop. So something's real in the finale. Will somehow ends up in 83, and he has to unlock the door to let the demo in because the only way that everything could go off without a hitch is he had to tap into the hive mind and take over that demo in that moment. But it's obviously not the Will. It's Will from the future. Like, that would be crazy. I went like full Nolan. It blew my mind. It won't happen probably, but that'd be crazy.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I love little theories like that. So great work with that one.
Your cat.
He's a silly boy. Super Chat says, how do you think they will defeat the Mind Flayer? I think they will defeat Vecna and blow up the bridge to seal it away, but I don't think it will die. There's certainly a possibility that, like, Dimension X is just inaccessible to our world, and that it's the connection between them is severed, and that's all that we need to do. But I feel like Will could maybe tap in and destroy it from within and heavily damage himself as well. And it's because of that, he like has a physical ailment, right? Like he loses a limb or something, or a leg, or I don't know. That could be the way they do it, but I don't know if they want to commit to it or not. But I'm so excited. We're an hour and a half away. We're 1 hour and 30 minutes away. 1 hour and 32 minutes, technically. We're almost there. We're really close now. Real close now. I think the Mind Flayer's got to go, though. I think it's got to go. Love the username. Love the profile picture. Kiss my jolly ass. This is, of course, a Murray reference. Says, I've been with you the whole time about Elle dying, but how much they have hinted at, it feels like they're trying to swerve us. Also, in the finale trailer, who's the Mind Flayer's head? So, yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I'm second guessing myself. They've led us on so hard to think Elle's dying with Kali that what if they do reverse it and switch it up now? Like, that's certainly a possibility. I could see it happening. Regarding the finale trailer, was that the Mind Flayer's head? I think it might have been. There's a shot. I think it's Lucas and Dustin looking up, and it's something coming through. I think that we are going to see the formation of the Mind Flayer there. It's not going to look like it does at the Battle of Starcourt. I think it's going to be literally the shadow particle form, like
the original form that
we see like at the end of season 2 overhead of Hawkins middle. Like, I think we're going to see that. It's going to be sick. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. But no, I do agree with you. They're like leading us on so much that it has me second guessing if we're actually going to see Elle die. That's why I kind of think she's going to die, but it's going to be not the way we expect. Jake with the super chat says, I just don't see how they kill Vecna and the Mind Flayer without killing Will because of the hive mind. It scientifically doesn't make sense. They could resurrect. Go ahead. That's all. I'll touch on that after you go.
Well, okay. Will's been disconnected from the hive mind before. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's a little confusing just because I feel like they haven't strongly defined the parameters of the hive mind. Because this season they established, like, Will was like, oh, I guess the connection was never really severed. And I'm like, okay, well then how did
I don't think it was.
How did we kill and close off the gate in Like he wasn't affected by anything they did to Vecna in season 4.
Well, they said because of the proximity. They were
yeah. So I'm not so sure about Will. However, in Stranger Things Rewind that we do on Chris's Patreon, I came up with the thought that basically the Mind Flayer is the power and Vecna is the mind, or vice versa. Like basically the Mind Flayer and Demogorgons were not inherently evil until Vecna came along and gave them a purpose, sort of. So I think if you kill Vecna, you release the Demogorgons and you release the Mind Flayer from his grasp in a way, and you don't have to kill the Mind Flayer. You don't have to kill all the Demogorgons. They can just exist in Dimension X, and if you destroy the bridge, they just exist there as they have for forever, as far as we know. You know what I mean? It's the Vecna of it all that I think is what they need to worry about.
It's going to be fascinating. I think there is a world where, to this point, though, they could kill Will, and it would basically be Harry Potter. Like he comes back, like he dies briefly.
They find the resurrection stone for him.
Because we've seen Max die and come back.
They Final Destination him.
Yeah. I literally said that in a video. I swear to God, Final Destination 2. I swear to God, I said it in a video.
Our minds.
Yeah. Looking back, how many of your theories were right? I don't even remember. I don't really pay any mind. Like I make a bunch of theories and I'm like, if they're big and I'm like, oh, they're right, cool. But in the moment, I'm just more into the show. I'm like, oh, I called that. Like I don't know if I called it a lot. Did I? Maybe. But I mean, I honestly don't know off the top of my head. Do you think Steve will die because of SNL? Oh, I think you mean the Fallon show. No, I think that confirmed he's living.
Yeah,
they were like, we're gonna toy with you guys. We're gonna kill him. I think Steve's gonna be okay, but a lot of people still think he's a goner. Tay with a super chat. Thank you, Tay. Is Vecna controlling everything? At WSQK, Steve turns the lever. It is gray. When Robin does, it's red. Will mentions milkshakes, but that place is a store now. Do you want to talk about the lever stuff? You're in the know on this one.
I told you about it. The lever, like the little arrow thing, when Steve does it, it's black. When Robin does it, it's red.
Yeah.
I hate to hold people's hands when I say this. And I say it with all the love in the world because I think the Duff Brothers are great, and I think the show's great.
Yeah.
They are not good with continuity errors. They have a lot of it. It gets to a point, respectfully. There's big ones, like Will's birthday.
Yep.
And then there's small ones, like that lever being a different color.
Yeah.
Like, it took how long to film season 5?
Year.
Like they go, they leave, they come back. It just ends up being a different color.
Yep.
And they don't catch it in post-production. Yep. So that's just, I don't think that has anything to do with anything. The Melvald's milkshakes, I think, is very weird.
Yeah.
And very suspicious because you actively wrote that line. And that's in an episode that the Duff Brothers wrote, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
So if that comes to nothing, I think that's weird.
Okay.
But if it does come to something, then that's sick. But I don't think the lever's anything.
Yeah. I'm interested to see as well. I don't think that Vecna's controlling everything. What does that mean? Just everyone? I know there's a theory going around. I just think that's absurd. I think that's too big of a reach. But you never know, I guess. Thank you for the super chat here. Any question? Let me know. Cobra Kai Hawk, always good to see you in here. Says, are you going to be doing are you going to be ranking your favorite movies of the year or shows? Yeah, so I am going to do something at some point. There obviously I couldn't do shows until Stranger Things was over because it is not over, and I want to rank it in the shows. There's also a handful of shows that I want to catch up on, and so I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with that this year. It's a bit of an anomaly of a year, having the big show end on the last day. I have seen like almost 50 2025 releases, which is kind of like par for the course for me. Usually it's like 60 to 50 movies I watch in a year, like the new releases. I might do a tier list or a top 10, but that would be at some point in January. I'd want to watch a couple more, but yeah, who knows? I don't know for sure this year. This year was different though. Callum, thank you. Do you have a question? Let me know. Mr. What's It is in here. In 2011, on the day of my birthday, me and my high school friends saw Harry Potter come to an end. I feel the sadness, that same sadness tonight. Such a sad day. Yeah. I would say I'm with you, but for Endgame, that's the only other thing I can think of where like I had a very confident feeling the show was going to stick the landing, the movie in that case, and it was the end of an era. And it was like, I'm excited. I'm like anxious. I'm emotional damn near thinking about it, And so, Yeah, I feel similar to when I went and saw Avengers Endgame. I feel very similar. That's a good comp. Harry Potter. Like I was 11 when that movie, 11 or 12, depending on when the year that came out, and I think it was July. Yeah, so I feel you. Yeah, this is the end of an era. This is the end of an era, and it's really like we're probably never gonna have a show of this caliber again, unless there's. I mean, you never know. But I know people will throw out statistics. I'm like, Squid Game's great. I really enjoyed it. It didn't have the same impact culturally as Stranger Things worldwide. It just didn't. Season 1 of Squid Game, sure, but nothing has stood the test of time like that. I mean, this is an anomaly. It's unreal, really. So it is going to be certainly sad. It's a sad day. It is. Jake with another super chat says, do you think they'll do a repeat of the season 3 finale? Vecna's about to kill Elle, but Elle tells Vecna all his happy memories and mentions Patty, and he breaks free from the curse and sacrifices. I wouldn't mind if they went something along that route. I think there's certainly a possibility. Yeah, I mean, if executed well, I'm fine with it personally. I am. So I wouldn't mind that at all. What do you think if at the end Vecna is close to killing Elle, but she gives him happy memories and mentions Patty, and he breaks free from the curse and sacrifices himself? I wouldn't hate it, but I'd have to see how they execute it personally.
I would maybe be okay with that, but in the same vein of Billy, Vecna would still have to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I agree. It wouldn't be a redemption. It would just be like a less evil moment versus another more evil. Like, you know.
Also, I'm really confused because in the cave memory that Max and Holly see, young Henry Creel beats the crap out of that dude's face, and that's way before he ever goes to Dimension X. So was Henry Creel ever mentally well? I don't think so.
When he opens that briefcase, I think he's going to get transported to Dimension X.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay. Or the Abyss, I should say. All right. Where was I? I was right here in the chat. This one here, thank you, says, I think Vecna will end up in a memory with Patty, and we will see that there is still human in him. Not in a corny way. Then he gets killed by the Mind Flayer. Yeah, we could. I think he's dying. I just don't know what route they want to go with regard to humanizing Vecna any further, because obviously we've seen Henry in different phases of life throughout the show. How much do they want to make us feel for him in the end? And if so, they have to bring the Mind Flayer in as the big bad. So I will see. I'm curious, guys. I'm curious. We're getting close to the point where it's like, let's just go watch, you know? This super chat here says, thank you for all the super in-depth breakdowns of everything. Love the content. Whenever I'm introduced someone to the show, I've told them to watch your videos. Crazy. This is the last one watching from Canada. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have a breakdown and reaction to the finale. This is the last pregame stream. My channel's going nowhere. I know a lot of you guys have asked. I cover all sorts of movies and shows. I have always. I will continue to. Stranger Things and beyond. So lots of fun things coming to the channel in 2026. Netflix shows, Disney Plus shows, movies, all this stuff. What's up?
Guys, I'm trying to convince him to cover Netflix's Atla, because he watched Atla as a kid, and I just watched Atla for the first time this year, and I think that him covering Netflix's Atla would be really interesting.
Maybe.
So if you guys like Avatar: The Last Airbender, sound off in the chat and tell Chris if you'd be interested in him covering that.
Let me know. I'm also considering watching One Piece, even though I've never seen the anime. I'm also considering dabbling in some anime. There's a lot of things on the table for 2026. So like the channel's not going anywhere. I consistently post as I always have. Stranger Things is one chapter of this channel. I will always cover Stranger Things, spinoffs, all that stuff, retrospectives, etc., etc. But I've always talked about other movies and shows and will continue to do so. So stick around. What do you think about the Flayed theory? I'd have to have more context, I think. But I am aware of the Flayed from season 3. Is this maybe the theory of everyone being flayed because of the way they've acted? I've seen some takes about Vecna being in control. Maybe. I don't see that being the case. That'd be a bit of a reach for me. This super chat says, do you think we could see an adaptation of The First Shadow, maybe a 2-part special or a movie? I would love to see a miniseries that just adapts it straight up. And maybe they've opened the door to that with some of the flashbacks we've seen in the show. I would love for them to make it accessible to everyone. Now, maybe they could have, you know, the HD recording of the original Broadway cast, and that's fine. Like if they want to put that on Netflix, that's fair game. But I feel like that's something they need to do sooner rather than later, or just go ahead and, because of the success of The First Shadow, make it into a show maybe. Based on, I should say. If it goes back to season 1 at the end and it's just one big D&D game, it would completely undermine the whole show. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. The Duffers have shut that down. That's not happening. Not happening. Where do you think Stranger Things will rank among the great shows like Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad? I think it's going to be up there. I mean, to me, it already is up there. I know it's toxic to some to be like, oh, Breaking Bad and Stranger Things are on the same level. For some reason, some people can't accept that, but to me, that's true. I adore both shows. My cat just ran in like a freaking madman. You all right, buddy?
You good, dog?
He's insane. We love him, but he's insane.
I left him 5 seconds
He's
ago.
crazy. Maybe I am crazy.
Maybe I'm out of my mind. If Jonathan survives, I have to see him at NYU in the epilogue.
Maybe you will.
Have to.
Maybe you will.
I need to see him walking around downtown Hawkins in an NYU alum sweatshirt.
Yeah, Funko Pops would go crazy. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it personally already is, but I think it'll go down as one of the all-timers. How can Kali go into Elle's mind when they don't have the same powers? They both have the ability to access. She can project.
When Callie's projecting something to somebody, that is her essentially going into someone's mind.
Correct.
And messing with them.
Correct. Which is what Henry has the capability of doing as well.
Yes.
So yes. Basically just having a mental conversation. Do you think Henry's I'm sorry. Do you think Henry's blind dad will get justice? Do I think Victor Creel will get justice? Victor Creel. No, I don't think we're going to see him again.
I don't think we're going to mention him.
No, and that's okay. I don't think we need to. I don't think there's anything else to do with him. I mean, if you're saying, will his name be cleared in the end? Maybe in an epilogue, but I just think there's way bigger fish to fry. And I think
actually, I would like to see Victor Creel's name expunged.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Eddie Munson's name expunged.
They could, though. You never know.
I doubt it.
I doubt it, but you never know. I think there's something to be said about the justice system, and sometimes it doesn't always work out.
I think the Duffer Brothers clearly do not care about Eddie Munson.
Who knows? Do you think the show will end this game D&D? No, this has been shot down already too by the Duffers. It's not happening. It was a fun, ridiculous theory we all had, like this would ruin the ending in 2022, but it's not happening. What are your girlfriend's death predictions? My fiance?
Yeah, mine do.
No, I'm just messing. But death predictions for real. You're on the clock, or you're not on the clock. You're on. The pressure's on.
Probably Kali. Probably Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I had Jonathan on my list for a long time, but I really don't want that to happen.
Okay.
Like, I would be very, very, very sad if Jonathan died.
Yeah, fair.
Me and the 10 other Jonathan fans would be very sad.
Yeah.
It's easier to give you people that I definitely don't think are going to die without a doubt. I do not think Steve's dying at all. I don't think Dustin's dying at all. I think Holly will live. I really, really, really don't want them to kill 11. Like, I refuse to even say it. That would piss me off.
It's probably going to happen.
It's going to piss me off. It's like killing... Okay, Game of Thrones spoilers. If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, do not listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Killing 11 is like killing Daenerys. Don't do that. That's fucked.
Interesting.
I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah, well, one of them. Yeah, I don't want to get into Game of Thrones.
No.
I'm not talking Game of Thrones right now. on the day of this day.
Chris, she only died because of how they wrote her to die. They wrote her like that so that they could kill her. You know what I mean? That's like
sure. Awful season. The epilogue is going to end with 11 waking up in a fake lab, and she wakes up. She'll be greeted by Nick Fury welcoming her to the Avengers. I wouldn't hate it. Oh, man. They have to know it's Henry, though, because they're with Nancy and Robin all the time for almost 2 years. Kind of feels like a plot hole, TBH. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're chatting it up with Joyce and Hopper all the time. I'm kidding. This is that they, as in Joyce and Hopper, have to know it's Henry because they're with Nancy and Robin all the time for almost 2 years.
No, I agree. I think it's really stupid. Yeah. Again, it's not something that would ruin the show for me because the play, I guess, is like half canon.
We don't know. Yeah. It's strange.
So.
It's strange. Yeah, I'm interested to see if they address this or not. And if not, I mean, it'll be like cool, but the show was I don't think this show needs to like go out of its way to be like, oh, this is what the play did. So we have to how many people in the world have been able to see the play? It's a stage play. It's borderline inaccessible to most people watching the show.
I will say this. I know plenty of times I've seen people I went to high school with out and about, and I actively don't talk to them or mention them or make it seem like I know them. So maybe that's what Joyce and Hopper are doing.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't like besties. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting
Henry
though.
ruined Joyce's play.
Anyway, August Edit, thank you for the super chats. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. When Dr. K continuously says cavalry / reinforcement is on the way, is it a stretch to say this could be Dr. Owens and Sullivan has held him captive? Huh.
I don't think he'd be cavalry though. Cavalry
I don't think so,
implies helping them.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I don't think so because he's probably held as a prisoner. You know what I'm saying?
Ideal way to get Sam Owens into the epilogue is, like you said, what is it? Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises-esque for 11.
Mm-hmm.
And who do we know that's good at relocating people?
There you go.
One Mr. Sam Owens.
Yeah, there you go. He worked his magic one last time, like the end of the season 3 or season 2
Even just
moment.
a mention of him would be nice.
I want to mention too. Martin and K is an MK Ultra.
Wait, you cooked.
Whoa!
What does MK Ultra stand for?
That is so fire. I'm sorry, that got me. That gave me chills. That gave me chills.
That's crazy.
I have not heard that until right now. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I know MK Ultra, like, I don't know what it stands for in the world. I think it stands for something, but like in this show, they could do whatever the hell they want. Wow. That would be insane. Wow. That's great. I got to take a picture of that just because that got me. That was so sick. Wow. Great pull. That's insane right there. Chills. Man. Thank you for the super chat, Leighton. Hey, Chris, big fan from New Zealand. Just wanted to say that I think it's all a big D&D game, and this whole show is a massive D&D game, in my opinion. I hate to disappoint you, but it's already been shot down by the Duffers that that's not going to be the case. So I would go ahead and change your expectations going into this finale because that the whole thing, you might. Yeah, our cat's going crazy right now. Like you'd go play with him a little bit.
I've been playing with him, and I've been in and out.
He's wild.
I'll keep going.
No, he's wilding. Yeah, so I would say it will not be a D&D game, but if no, and I'm not even gonna humor it. It's not. They've shot it down. Will Vecna be redeemed in any way? DiGiorno. DiGiorno pizza's fire. It's ready to go. I'm gonna eat some after the stream, and it's just gonna have to tempt me until the end of the stream because I'm waiting until the stream's over to eat it. But Vecna will not be redeemed, in my opinion. Maybe they'll like humanize him a little bit, but I don't think there's gonna be redemption for him personally. But you never know. I think there will be a few sacrifice deaths. For example, Hopper dies saving Elle, Luke is saving Max, and so on. I don't think both of those two will die. I think there will be one major sacrifice. It'll probably be 11 for everyone. But you could see Nancy going for Holly. You never know. We got about an hour 12 until the finale. I'm going to go until probably 7:15 to 7:30. It's 6:48 for reference. Because I want to be able to eat and then get my setup ready and everything to watch the finale and have time, not feel rushed setting that up. I'm going to the theater. Godspeed, Spider-Man. I could not do it. I'd be unwell in the theater, to be honest with you. Man, it's going to be emotional for sure. I think it'll be the Queen song from the main trailer. I'm so okay with that. That song's a banger. Who Wants to Live Forever? That epic remix hits. Super chat here, but no question. Let me know if you have a question. Will Joyce sacrifice herself to save Ellen for Hop? I could see it happening. It's a theory of mine. I could see it happening. It would work, I think, for the character arcs. It would also be one of the more unexpected deaths ever. Like, I don't think anyone came in and was like, Joyce is dead. Joyce is dead. We all thought she'd give herself for Will. What if she gives herself for Elle, who's kind of become her daughter in a way? And for the love of her life, Hopper, to be able to have a daughter forever. Man. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm getting a little parched. Doing a bunch of yapping. It'll make your mouth dry. Okay. Let's see. There's still 2,500 people in here. Thank you guys for tuning in live. If you're in here, how are you feeling? Let me know in the chat. Hit that like button, of course. And Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee that I can get to your question, comment, or concern. I will be reacting to the finale right when it drops. I will then get a reaction video out in the coming hours, hopefully. Tomorrow, for sure, it will be out. And then the breakdown will be to follow as well. And then lots of content about the finale and everything too. Rankings and all that stuff. Okay. And I do lots, and I want to make this known, I do lots of other content as well. Obviously, lots of Stranger Things stuff lately, but tons of other videos coming down the line in 2026 about other shows and movies. What are your thoughts on the monster with the gaping mouth that Vecna previously showed Nancy? Do you think it will appear? I think it's going to be the Mind Flayer. I think it's going to be the Mind Flayer in the sky, and that's what it is. The gaping mouth. We've seen, the mouth close up of that Mind Flayer. I think that's what it's going to be.
If you think about it, Nancy hasn't ever seen the Mind Flayer. Yeah. At least not the shadowy version.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's going to be the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
So that's going to be wild. And I think the Mind Flayer coming from the finale trailer, you see something come through the sky. I think it's probably going to be the Mind Flayer. Do you think the finale will be review bombed? I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure people have already made up their mind about it, and idiots online will go, and they probably already have 1-star reviews on there. So yes, I'm sure it will get review bombed. You don't think so?
I don't know. I think a lot of the review bombing, honestly, came from Byler's upset that Byler didn't happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Laugh, but I have a friend that's a Byler, and she was basically saying that that's what was happening.
Wow.
And then I think there were some people that were also review bombing it because they didn't like that the show was too woke.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So I mean, hey, we'll.
There's more. So I think that those people they got their review bombing out.
Okay.
Like people weren't review bombing because they didn't like the episode, even though people have verbally said they didn't like it. That's not what the review bombing was for. It was just for Bylers that felt scorned and people that didn't like that the show became woke, even though they called Will queer in episode 1.
Yeah.
So I don't think that will necessarily happen to the finale. It's possible the finale won't be, rated the highest of the season. Who cares? Ratings don't matter.
They don't. Yeah.
To us. To Netflix, I'm sure it matters, but to us, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, user assigned ratings really don't mean anything ever. Yeah. It's all absurd, in my opinion. No, these things weren't around in the 80s and 90s.
No.
It's crazy that how much power they've taken for people and to sway people's opinions. I think there will still be a little bit of review on. What's your favorite TV show? It's Stranger Things. I love it to death. It's my fave. I don't think Vecna is flayed. He was completely set on fire to end season 4, and the particles would have left him then. Yeah, I don't know if Vecna's flayed. I think he's. I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's him and the Mind Flayer are going to have an interesting relationship. I think it's going to be more of like a mental thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good point, though. Max, Collie, and Elle in the Volume 3 trailer. Thoughts? Yeah, it seems like they're all going to be going through some of Henry's memories, which is going to be wild. I can't wait to see them all 3 together there. It seems like they are going to be at the play that's going to go awry from Henry's memories. On November 6, 1959, mind you. Need a Time After Time by Cindy Neurup. Yeah, this is the song that I believe we hear in season 2 at the Snowball. That'd be a cool callback. I love musical callbacks in the show, and we've gotten plenty of them throughout, but I don't think we're going to get this one. But I think we will get Heroes.
Can I tell you something that's unrelated to Stranger Things?
Sure.
Georgia Tech is hiring Florida's co-defensive coordinator.
Interesting.
That's funny. Yeah. We're swapping teams.
Yeah. Someone says, my mom is choosing the Ohio State game over the finale. That's a bad omen for Ohio State if she's an Ohio State fan. I hate to put that out there into the world, but I don't know if it's going to go over well then. I'm messing with you. Love seeing... Oh my gosh. Loved seeing Axel get dome pieced. Axel getting shot in the head. For those who wonder what this means, it's Axel is one of the characters from season 2, episode 7, The Lost Sister, with the mohawk, who gets shot and dies in this new volume. And it was also said that the entire gang from The Lost Sister outside of Collie gets killed, which closes the door for everyone on them ever coming back. So the way this was worded just made me laugh. Super chat here, thank you. I wish Owens was a prominent character this season. I kind of wish Owens had the Mr. Clark treatment where he was involved more. But I guess he had his time in season 4.
He's not as whimsical.
Not at all,
He's a scientist. He's very analytical.
Yeah, fair.
He
fair.
wouldn't drag it down, but he's just not built to be in the whimsy of it all.
Or the ensemble. Super chat says, Mr. Vecna, please don't kill Steve, Nancy, Mike, or any of those dweebs. Well, thank you for the super chat. It seems many of the adults knew and had significant amounts of interactions with Henry in high school, but they don't seem to make the connection that Vecna is Henry, nor do they seem to care. This is another super chat bringing this point up. There's still a finale to potentially bring attention to this. Furthermore, if the play didn't exist, this would not be brought up by anyone. I know the play does exist.
Wait, what was the thing?
It says, it seems many of the adults knew and had significant amounts of interactions with Henry in high school, but they don't seem to make the connection that Vecna is Henry, nor do they seem to care.
less. I think it's more that they just don't care, which is like fine. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
care. If you think about it, Joyce and Hopper were like I think either juniors or seniors. I know Hopper goes off to the war pretty soon after, or something like that. Or in 61, he goes off to the war. Regardless, they weren't in the same grade. That's all I know.
Yeah. The point I'm going to make is that the TV show, supersedes the correct word. Like it takes precedent over the play.
That's valid.
It's
the show did still establish that they know.
That's fair.
That they know.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
I think it's just that they don't care. It's like if you found out that someone
they
from
weren't
your
friends.
High school, if you found out that someone from your high school was in jail, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like 30 years removed from high
Maybe
school.
we'll get a line acknowledging it. Like it seems like Vecna is going to be near Hopper based on the finale trailer. Maybe we'll get something there.
Yeah.
Where he'd be like Jim.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We did see Jim. We did see Hopper in the flashback. Instead, they showed us Steve Harrington's dad.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? Do I think Steve will die? No. I straight up don't. I don't see it happening. We need Caleb and Sadie in a future rom-com, and we need Joe, Maya, Natalia, and Charlie in a Scooby-Doo movie. I'm here for Caleb and Sadie in anything ever. Their chemistry is off the charts. Do you think any of the kids will die? No way all 12 make it out. So we're talking about the kids that are on the spires right now.
Oh, no, I think
they all make it out.
I'd be crushed if Derek died. However, Thomas can die.
Thomas
can
sucks.
die for all I care.
He's awful. He's like calling Holly a bitch and like all these things. I'm like, whoa, this guy's crazy.
To the actor though, fantastic line read.
Oh yeah.
Where he goes, because you're stupid as shit. That's why.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He's great. It's just the character sucks.
Yeah, character sucks.
Yeah, like I hate the character. The little actor, he's crushing it. Excuse me. But I think Holly and Derek are making out. There are others I would imagine, but maybe blood will be spilled. Why wasn't 8 in season 4 flashbacks? Big fan, by the way. Well, thank you. I would say it's because they did not want her around. And then they got to the final season and they were like, we should probably tie this loose end up. And they were like, we got to do it, I guess. I don't think she needed to be involved, but I mean, why wasn't she in like season 4 flashbacks or in season 4, featured in season 4, really?
You guys know why.
It's because no one wanted her in. And now it's the final season and they're like, we got to do something with her.
I don't think they had to do anything with her. Yeah. I'm really curious to see what her payoff will be. I hope her payoff is good because I was excited when they brought her back because the concept of them making her a better character. And instead, she's just kept telling Eleven that she needs to kill herself, and that's not making her a better character. That's making her annoying. So I'd really like to see some good payoff for the reason as to why they brought her back.
Fair. Where was I in the chat? I was somewhere around here.
You went to 7 or 7:30?
7:30 is when I won the stream.
Pizza?
No, I'm gonna eat after.
Because I thought you were going to 7, so I never.
I'm gonna eat after. I gotta find where the hell I was in the stream. I tell you that much. I answered these. I have answered these. I have answered these. There we are. If 11 dies, I want us to get a look between her and Mike. Then at the end of the epilogue, there's a callback to that moment, and it's them two in a dreamscape living by a waterfall. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see. I think if Elle dies, I think Win, because I do think she's going to go, that she will be with Mike, and it will be very Pepper and Tony and Iron.
All right. I saw a theory on Twitter. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
It's just a fun thought.
Sure.
11 doesn't die on the bridge, but she does end up in Dimension X, and she ends up stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
But when Vecna is killed, Dimension X goes back to a version of itself that was like a nice and sort of, I guess, fruitful place. And like, it's like pretty and there's a waterfall or two. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting, but I would hate to see 11 doomed to a life of solitude. That
would be devastating and tragic. Is the Abyss just another planet, or Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer just aliens? Haha. I mean, yeah, it's pretty clearly established that the Dimension X or the Abyss is another dimension or world somewhere out there in the grand universe, and that the bridge or the Upside Down is connecting Earth, Hawkins, to that planet. And the Mind Flayer is an ancient entity or being that's referred to in season 2, and then the Demogorgons, they're just like the beings that inhabited said world. That's that.
Yeah, if you wanted to think of like Earth is Earth, and then Mars is like the Abyss, and then there's something in between Earth and Mars that's like a tunnel connecting them. Sure.
Yeah. Watching from Australia, well, thank you. I think it's tomorrow morning out there. It's like 9 a.m. in Australia right now.
How's 2026?
How is it? How's the new year?
How's it been?
Where do you think Steve / Hopper will finish in the story? I think Steve will just be Steve. He's just going to be Steve. He's going to roll with the punches and go with the flow. Yeah, he'll be employed and he'll be chilling. And I think Hopper, maybe he stays in isolation. Maybe he comes out. I would love to see the world know Hopper's alive. That's something that we had, like, everyone thinks Hopper's dead still.
I guess, yeah.
So he's just been hidden out. He hasn't. Yeah, like the world doesn't know that Chief Jim Hopper lives, and so to see him,
to see him and Joyce together.
I want Jopper to just live out in the days, maybe in Hawkins at the cabin.
That'd be so sad.
What
if Jopper doesn't survive, and like the one that does survive just goes to Enzo's on their own?
Shh! Don't talk about that. Or with the kids. Oh man.
Oh my god, no! Like
1 hour to go.
Vicky dies, and like Hopper dies, and Joyce and Robin both went to Enzo's like on their own to honor their dates, even though their dates died.
Yeah.
They both see each other sitting alone, and then they decide to sit together and like reconcile their friendship.
Yeah. 59 minutes to go, by the way. Less than an hour till the finale's out. Woo! Yeah, I think that those two being my 1A, 1B, I'm the most excited to see where really everyone lands, but especially those two. What if Elle and Kelly somehow join forces with Vecna to form the three-headed dragon and the rest of the crew without powers would have to take him down? No shot would they make Elle evil like this. This would arguably ruin the show for me.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I just, it's a fun theory on paper, but I just don't at all get behind it. Thank you for the super chat. Doesn't Terry Ives deserve a good arc? I think Terry Ives is.
She already had one.
Yeah, I feel like.
Her arc just ended simply with not being able to. She can't talk. She can't do anything. Like, you can't fix that.
Had they not brought Kali back as well, like both Kali and Terry and all those characters were there to serve Eleven's character.
Yeah.
And give her information and change her as a person. Like, I don't think we need much else with Terry.
Terry's a badass mom.
Yeah, I think we're at peace with the Terry Ives stuff.
Did what she could.
I do. Will Sullivan help now that he survived Vecna? No. I think he was just shown to be alive so that he could warn them of the monsters and then show that even Sullivan, who's this big bad guy who's afraid of this stuff, or who was not afraid of this stuff, is now like, these are monsters you don't want to F with, and they're going to ignore that and go get killed anyway.
I love to see Acres turn around, though.
True.
That'd be cool.
True. Happy New Year to you and Cam. I wish Patty Newbie.
Yeah, I think
that'd be cool.
Possible.
That'd be cool. Happy New Year to you as well. I love the Robin Beam Me Up, This Place Sucks sweatshirt.
I do think that non-play people, like that don't know anything about the play, might be highly confused if Patty Newbie.
Which is most people, by the way.
If Patty Newbie's in the show,
yeah,
and they keep her black like she is in the play, they'd be like, as in Bob Newbie?
Do you support Stonathan?
Not necessarily, however, I do support Steady.
There you go. Stonathan is silly. I would say no, but Steady has more meat on the bone, I guess. What's in the briefcase in Henry's memory? Also, the Stranger Things Insta logo is turning right side up. That it is beautiful to see right in time for the right side up to drop. I would say I think that it's going to be getting into play stuff, some sort of equipment that sends him to the abyss. I think that we'll see that stuff from the play. So that's likely what I'm going to guess. And that could involve his encounter with the Mind Flayer. So we'll probably see that. Super Chat says radio dial. One it's gray, one it's red. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Continuity issue, if you want the truth. That's probably what it boils down to, because there are continuity issues like that. I mean, an Under Armour logo made it into the final cut. You know what I mean? Not everything is always as detailed as we like to think it could be. This Super Chat here says, Dustin draws the wormhole on the board. There are two shots where Will is in the center for the circle. Is that hinting something or just a cool shot?
Could be both.
Could be both. Yeah, could be both. Could show his direct involvement with all of this and how everything kind of began when he went missing, but it could also just be, this is a cool ass shot. We'll find out in a matter of minutes at this point, but yeah, I'm ready. Heroes by David Bowie has to play in the epilogue. I'm cool with that. I want to hear any version of Heroes, but if they go the David Bowie route, I think it would work, because it would be like a change. It would show the change, because the other, yet more upbeat, exactly, inspiring. Super Chat here says, do you think Vecna will be defeated in the finale or stuck in the abyss again? Where do you think the creatures in the Upside Down will end up? I think most of them will be just eradicated. I think they'll disappear from the earth, from existence. But I don't know if I see a world where Vecna just lives out his life. I think he's gonna die. So yeah, I think they're gonna defeat him. I mean, maybe yeah, I think he's literally going to almost dissolve away. Kind of like how it looks when L defeats the Demogorgon at the end of season 1. It'll be something similar to that.
Gonna get Thanos.
Yeah. Do you think the voltage indicator changing color and giving Will giving the wrong info about getting a milkshake from Melvald's is a continuity error, or is there more to it? I think it's continuity errors, personally.
Incredibly possible.
I really do. I really do.
If you guys if you guys watched our Stranger Things Rewind on Chris's Patreon,
yeah,
something I did all the time, I pointed out continuity errors left and right.
Yeah, 100%.
I love continuity errors. Me personally, one of my favorite content creators, he loves when you can see a camera shadow on an actor's face in a project. He loves that. I am like that, but for continuity errors.
Yeah.
If I notice something that one of my favorite movies of all time, Step Up 3, has one of the world's worst continuity errors in it, and I love it. I think it's hilarious.
There you go.
I like human errors, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going continuity error with that. This next, say, Chris, I love your vids. I was wondering who's your favorite and least favorite character this season. Also, what is your favorite Funko Pop for season 5? My favorite Funko Pop for season 5, I think the Holly and Max ones are sick.
Yeah, those have the best detail.
Holly the Heroic and Max are sick. My favorite character this season and least favorite, my least favorite character this season, I think now I can say is probably Holly. I think most people would agree. Not doing it for me. And my favorite of this season is, there's a couple that come to mind. I love the addition of Holly. Max is great. I don't know. My favorite of the whole season.
Max for me.
I don't know if I have a good answer for this one. I really don't. I really love the character Holly this season. She's not my favorite of the season, but she's crushing it in my opinion. Mike's had a great turnaround. If we look at the whole season, the Wheeler family truly have had a great season. I love Hopper. I think this is not his best season. I love Hopper. He's my favorite character in the show, but I feel like I don't love what they've done with him this season. And Steve, I feel similarly about the Steve and Dustin beef. I was like, I didn't care for that all that much. So
y'all don't even want to hear my thoughts on that.
We won't get into it right now. If there was one critique from Volume 2 you would agree with, what would it be? I don't know if people have said this, but I've said it, so I'm saying it. The lack of needle drops, 80s music, was sorely missed, in my opinion. Sorely missed. I would also say maybe, and I've said this too, the episode runtimes could have been a bit longer. I think the allocation of scenes was a bit weird, and they definitely kind of stacked the runtime of the finale so they could get that theatrical release and have it 2 hours and 8 minutes, when in reality, they probably could have moved some scenes around to make the other episodes more equal.
Yeah.
So I would say those. Happy New Year from Norway. Well, thank you for watching. What do you think the scene that Levy thought they couldn't pull off was, and do you think that any of the cast has a chance at an Emmy or Oscar for their performance this season? Nell Fisher, ? Yes, was that Escape from Camazotz when he was like, I don't know how we're going to pull this off. Maybe he was talking about the Oner with Lucas carrying Max, like that little moment where there was sort of a Oner. I would say maybe that would be the one, just because of the logistics of that scene. Anytime there's a one take, it can get kind of crazy. That's the one that comes to mind, at least off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if anyone's going to get nominated for an Emmy. Jamie Kimmel Bower's fantastic, and Sadie Sink's great as always. I would say those two would be the ones that would, if anyone were to get nominated. But this show doesn't really get nominated for its performances ever. If the Thessalizer comes back, I want to see a badass scene with Steve riding the dragon. That would be almost unreal, outlandish at that. With 2 hours left, are we really thinking there's going to be a dragon? I feel like that theory is out the window now, personally. Apparently, the Stranger Things finale will have some sort of hint or build up to the spinoff. I would love that. I want to see what's next in this world, but I'm also very content with this show ending on its own terms and then a spinoff just being introduced down the line. I think they can end it on their own terms, and then, hey, down the line, maybe we can get that spinoff. But for now, I just want them to land the plane with the show we love. Thank you guys for being in here, by the way. Still 2,500 of you guys in here as we wait for the finale. We got 50 minutes to go, and it's going to be crazy. I'm real pumped. Luke says, hey, bro, I wanted to say thank you. Well, thank you, Luke. Your videos are awesome. It's always a good day when film stock posters go. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I love talking the show. I love talking movies and shows in general, and this community has been it's been crazy this year seeing your guys' support. So thank you for supporting all the videos, all the live streams, everything. It truly does mean the world, and I have loved getting to a lot of you, building this community, and, of course, generating excitement for this season of the show. Super chat here from Heidi. Thank you, Heidi. Says, I'm hoping that a song from the Prince album, Purple Rain, will be used. So many lyrics / themes of multiple songs from this album would apply. Yeah, a lot of people are on the Prince train. A lot of people on the Michael Jackson train. I'm cool with either. I think we got to get some sort of iconic 80s song in here from a legend. Favorite part of the season. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. My favorite part of the season, I really loved the whole shock jock sequence where they Frankenstein the demo and then Will takes over Vecna and says run. That stands out as one of my favorite moments for sure. I think the finale is probably going to contain my favorite moments across the board, but that in particular stands out right now as like hype. Super Chat says my dad and stepmom are watching it tonight, but I'm watching it with my mom and boyfriend in theaters. Happy New Year. Or boyfriends. Happy New Year to you as well. And I hope you enjoy the theatrical experience. I bet there's going to be a moment that will be burned into your brain forever. And you'll be like, I remember 20 years from now. Oh, I remember watching that on the big screen, and it'll be special for you. My prediction at the end is there will be a 2-year time jump and the couples will be alive and well. Watching Indiana Jones, I would love it if we got freaking Last Crusade. I know that came out in 89. So if they do a time jump 2 years, it would be 89. Last Crusade and everyone watching it. Come on now. I met my mom's boyfriend also. Thanks for keeping me posted on Stranger Things last year. Well, thank you for following along. I cover lots of other movies and shows as well. They end up becoming friends with the Mind Flayer. I get a job at Melvold's can make, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Melvold's, them becoming, I don't even know. Who knows what's going on? This super chat here says, I really hope they tell us how Vecna and the demos come down from the abyss. I mean, there's gates in the ground. I mean, we see Holly fall through one, right? And she gets into the upside down. So that's it. There's just gates between the two because there's gates in Hawkins to the upside down. That's the method of transportation, right? Between the two dimensions. Gates just formed that enter the wormhole, the bridge.
It's also just like, how much does that really matter?
It's
in
all
the grand scheme of all the things that matter in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't care about how they get into the upside down. I just know they do it.
I agree, and it's also shown. So like the gates are just there. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things. Not to single the question out or anything, but there are like I've seen a lot of takes similar to this where it's like, what about this little technicality with the wormhole? And it's kind of explained, but it also like I've seen people complaining about like, oh, the show's just exposition dumps, and then then those same people are complaining that they aren't explaining enough. It's weird. But no, thank you for the question. Thank you, Super Chat. I think we're going to see some pretty cool stuff with some demos in the finale. I got a feeling. Is Vecna like Pennywise, seeing all time at once? I haven't seen the new It show. If this is something referring to that, I've seen the It movies, and the second one was not my jam, so I don't even remember. But I don't think Vecna's like Loki. If that's kind of what I'm gathering. Vecna's like all seeing or omnipotent. No, I don't think so.
Just a dude.
He's just a boy. Happy New Year to you. I have a theory. I feel like Vecna will show that he was a little human left in. Do you think so? The Mind Flayer is going to kill him. Yeah. So we could see Patty potentially. Yeah. The Mind Flayer killing Vecna could very well happen.
Yeah, but then they have to kill the Mind Flayer.
I think the Mind Flayer is. I don't know. Maybe they go out in one big explosion. I really don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out in literally less than an hour. This super chat here says, do you think we might be able to see the inclusion of Patty? A lot of people asking about Patty. I don't know if they're going to take that character from the play and put her in directly because it could confuse general audiences, but she could be there and not referenced by name. It could be a lover from Vecna's life or Henry's life.
Yeah, we could just,
it could be an Easter egg to, newbie or something like that.
We just see young Henry Creel with a girl.
Correct.
And they establish Henry Creel loved this girl.
Yes.
He thought he killed this girl, and that spiraled him. That could be easily done without going, this is Patty Newby.
Sister of Bob,
sister of Bob. They share a mother, not a father. Yeah. Like, that's too much.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I think they could get around that. Thank you for the super chat. Says, I appreciate your work. What do you think will episode 8?
What do you think, comma?
Interesting. Love from any Happy New Year. Well, thank you. I think that this will not be the highest rated episode of the show. I think that will forever remain. I think it's The Massacre at Hawkins Lab or Dear Billy, one of those two.
And as it should be.
Yeah, season 4 is fantastic. I would say that this will, I don't really care really what the rating is. I think it'll be anywhere from 6 to 8. People are going to love it. People are going to hate it. Some people have already made up their minds that they're going to hate it. I promise you. And so that's just every movie or show. I talked about that earlier. But I think that it'll be well received by a lot of people. I really do. I think they're going to land the plane. Super chat here with no question. Thank you for the super chat, though. If you have a question, let me know. Do you think they'll address season 1 Hopper selling Elle out?
What?
Do you think they will address season 1 Hopper selling 11 out?
No, people make a bigger deal out of that than they need to. Like, he didn't know 11 then.
Yeah, true that. Most important question, do you think Violet will happen? No. I don't know how much clearer it could be that it's not happening now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with what you said here, that Mike doesn't show any interest. Yeah, it's not happening. Anyone who thinks it still is, I will say, delusional. I'm not apologizing for that. It's very clearly not happening. Will came out to his friends. Everyone loves and accepts him for who he is. Mike and 11 are a couple right now, literally heading into the finale. One more thing. Will you review? I don't know what this is. It's season 1. Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry. Yeah, I need to watch it. It's on my list of shows to catch up on. What happened to Dr. Owens? For all we know, he's a prisoner somewhere being held up in a government facility. I hope we see him. I think that's one of the loose ends we need to see. I really do. You mentioned you think Elle dies. What about the extra scenes reportedly shot in Iceland? I have not heard of this, but if so, very cool. I mean, this could involve a billion different possibilities. It could be a projection. It could be who knows? Yeah, I mean, there's so many theories with that. So who's to even say that with Kali's abilities or Kali to project things mentally? Like, who the hell knows? I had a theory that maybe Kali and Elle are both dying, and because Kali was overhearing 11 and Mike's conversation at Hopper's cabin, she's able to project a happy memory of Mike and at that waterfall with Elle as Elle dies. So there's so many different possibilities there. The super chat says the structure in the abyss. I think it could take part in the Vecna's hand theory, and it's pumping power into Vecna from the kids in the spires. So like the kids are basically giving energy and life to Vecna. Yeah, would that then be in like to the Mind Flayer? Like, is there a world where Vecna is the Mind Flayer's like pawn, and basically the Mind Flayer works through Vecna? I mean, there's so many possibilities here. Thoughts on Jancy breakup, Cam? Thoughts on Jancy breakup?
Stupid, bad, lame, not canon.
I think it opens the door to one of them to die. I'll say it.
Stupid, bad, not canon.
Hey, man, love your vids so much, and happy 2026. Happy New Year, happy 2026. Thank you for your support on the videos. Brandon with the super chat says, heard you say something about the 2012 SEC Championship in a video. Go Dogs. Love watching your videos. Thank you, Brandon. Go Dogs. I got a great feeling about tomorrow night with the rematch versus Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl. I know Kirby's 1-2 in Sugar Bowls. I think he's going to even that out. They've had, almost a month to prep. They lost Lane Kiffin. I think the Dogs' defense is going to come to play, even without Gate Harris. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Go Dogs. That game from 2012 still haunts me, and I'm excited to see what this postseason run has in store. I'm ready. Someone says either the rating of the finale is going to be a 9.9 or a 4. There's no in between. We'll find out in a matter of hours, and then the world will never be the same. Super Chat here says, how do you think Stranger Things will end? I actually put out a short you can check out where I do final finale predictions, but I think we're going to definitely have a happy ending with the OG party alive and well together, kind of having a moment before they go their separate ways. Phil with the Super Chat says, is this a plot hole? How are Dr. Brenner's journals within the Upside Down? It stuck on November 6, 1983. Elle created it. Did Brenner visit the Upside Down? So
no.
His journals at that point in time, he's been doing research for a very long time about these other worlds, essentially. Because
if you went into the lab in the right side up, his journals would be in that hidden room, and because the Upside Down is a reflection of the right side up, his journal is also in the Upside Down. Brenner himself never went to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
It's like how Nancy found her journal in season 4.
Yeah.
Nancy never went to her room in the Upside Down to put her journal there. Her diary was just there.
Right.
Because it was there in the real world.
Yeah. That was me crushing a can.
Sorry.
No, yeah, this can's empty, so I was just getting rid of it. Yes. It is because, like you said, it's a reflection. That's why she thought there was going to be guns at the house.
Yeah.
And there weren't, but she found her stuff from that day. So yeah, that is why. What do you think is happening with Hopper and Vecna behind him in the fog in the final trailer? I think that my take on it is that is at the explosion at Hawkins' lab in the Upside Down, and Vecna has left the abyss and is retreating to the physical world in a sense. And I think that's where he's going to be in the Upside Down, and that's maybe where Will's going to have to fight him for some reason, because there's a line where Will's like, Vecna will retreat if you can just damage him, I can be there to fight him or something like that. He says it to Elle after he comes out. So I think that might be what we're seeing there.
I think Vecna
maybe
might try and thunderbolt a couple of people and give them their worst memories or something like that.
Yeah.
Try and mess with them.
Yeah.
And it'd be really funny to see David Harbour have to go through that twice.
Twice in the same year, baby.
That's so funny.
Oh, man. Holly carried season 5. Amazing character. Also, the Dimension X has to be a different spatial dimension. Can't merge two physical planes together. I agree. Holly has been phenomenal. I don't get any Holly hate. I love her inclusion. And to me, she kind of channels the whimsy of season 1, which I'm a huge fan of.
You literally don't get max out Camazotz without Holly.
No, not at all. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Holly. They were already showing Henry's compassion in season 2. Dart let them by in the tunnels while they were showing Will /demo/Hiver 1. Dart is Henry. That's an interesting take I'd never heard until right now. They might make a compelling point there. We could see, that potentially, but you got to think of everything that happened after that too. That's just one little moment. So I feel like that. I don't know. I'm not to challenge the Duffers, but I don't think they thought that far ahead there.
The Duffers did not know
No.
that Vecna would exist in season 2.
I don't think so.
The Duffers didn't know even that the Upside Down was frozen in time in season 2.
Right.
Because at the end of season 2, we're at the Snowball. We go upside down to Hawkins Middle School in the Upside Down with Mind Flayer looming over it, and there's snowball decorations on the school in the Upside Down.
That is very correct, Cam.
So the Duffer Brothers, I love them.
Yeah.
However, they need to stop doing interviews where they're claiming they've known that the Abyss was going to be a thing the whole time, that Vecna was a thing the whole time. I need them to stop because I know they didn't, and they know they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be much better if you were like, yeah, we came up with Vecna when we were writing season 3. Because that's obvious.
I agree. All right, let's see. Big super chat here from Love Apples says Max takes L and 8 to Vecna memory of the play. And what if we see Hopper bullying Henry? So Henry / Vecna hates Hopper and Vecna is coming up behind Hopper to kill. I mean, that would be something. It could be, we could see young Hopper. We saw young Joyce. So seeing young Hopper is not out of the question.
I don't know if Hopper was a bully.
I don't know. We'll find out. I mean,
That would suck. I would hate to see Hopper's character be like that.
We'll see. Maybe it was like a, what's the word, hazing type thing, like he's the young guy in the play. I don't know, we'll find out, but there could be something to it because we do see them both in that same frame. How do you think Stranger Things will who dies at the end of Stranger Things? I think that I've said this about a billion times. I think 11's gonna die. I think she's going. I don't want that to be true, but I think that's gonna go. I think that's what's gonna happen. Cam, do you have any input on that?
Henry, Murray, Callie.
Okay, fair. Murray going almost feels inevitable, weirdly. Speaking of Murray, Kiss My Jolly Ass says, what if Elle makes it look like she dies in the Upside Down, but she actually survives and Owens helps her relocate to the place with waterfalls? I love it. I love it. I think they do a Dark Knight Rises fake out. We're golden.
But that would still make my Malevolent heart really sad.
But Mike still knows. Mike's the only person in the world who knows.
He can't be with her.
But he can go visit her.
I'd rather him.
He can go visit her.
Can he though?
Like it's freaking Pirates of the Caribbean 3. He can go once every...
Oh my God, once every couple years?
Every 10 years in that, but we can call it once a year here.
That'd be sad.
That would be sad. Cameron Smith with super chat. Thank you, Cameron. What if no one dies and it has a happy ending? I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I think
written well.
Yeah, if it's written well, I don't need to see bloodshed. This show's never been about that.
I literally don't want to see anybody.
I don't either.
So
someone probably will, but I don't want to. I'm not rooting for it. Tommy says, I just looked over and realized you hit 150K before the year ends. I did. It's very cool. Thank you all for helping me reach that goal. And yes, shout out to the Patreon community. Thank you guys for being patrons here. Shout out Tommy. The full reaction to the finale drops tonight on Patreon before anywhere else, which means it will be myself, video reaction, and in the corner there will be a timer where you guys can sync up. So you'll pull up the episode on another device and you'll sync up with my reaction and be able to watch it from beginning to end, all 2 hours and 8 minutes of it. That's on Patreon. Up before the YouTube version with the footage. So yes, that'll be up tonight. Shout out the patron, shout out Tommy, and yeah, thank you guys for helping me reach that goal this year. It's pretty crazy. Hey, I have a theory that the thing that Vecna is keeping the kids in is the creature with the gaping mouth. I agree. I think it's going to be the Mind Flayer probably. Oh. It's all going to be. It could, or that's a good point too.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be the Mind Flayer all in one.
Nancy just saw teeth.
Maybe.
And thought that it was a big gaping mouth.
Yeah, very well could be.
I think that's exactly what it is. It's a great point.
What do you think Dustin was upset about in the trailer? They want us to think it's the death of someone. Yeah, what it could, yeah. It's
Eddie
probably the
could be
death of someone, though. Eileen Nancy. I don't think it's Steve. It could be Mr. Clark. I
Mike?
mean, someone, it could be, I mean, no way.
Mike.
It could be anyone. They all love each other. But I think it's a character death or an explosion that he thinks someone dies in.
My question is who is holding Dustin in that shot? Because that will help determine who Dustin's screaming over.
Yeah, true that.
I know it's not Hopper. I know it's not Joyce.
Collie bleeding from right, not left. Continuity question mark. I did see someone say she was bleeding from a different nostril. I think you can probably bleed from both. I don't.
I think she bleeds from her left nostril.
I don't know if there's a wiki page on the which nostril the blood's supposed to come out of for every character, but
in season 4, number 2, like the guy that has number 2 on
his
he does shit and doesn't bleed out of his nose at all.
There you go. Yeah, who knows? I've seen people say, does this mean something? I don't think it does, but you never know. You never know. What do you think about the Volume 2 hate? Hey, from Australia. Hey, Lottie, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Cute kitty cat, as always, with the profile picture. I said it earlier, I think it's definitely overhated. A lot of people were hoping it would be some action-packed extravaganza, and it was more character-driven with emotional moments. But a lot of things were now checked off the list of, like, scenes we have to get to before the finale. And so now we can hit the ground running in the finale with epic moments from the jump. So I think the finale is going to deliver for everyone. Super Chat here says, I think 11 is going to have a fake out death with how many times they have mentioned those damn waterfalls. There's no way her and Mike don't get a happy ending. You would think, right? They've gotten my head. I have no clue what to expect with that ending. But thank you for the Super Chat. This one here says, don't know if I mentioned just joined. The thing that Vecna is hooked up to is the Mind Flayer or giant spider because it has a heartbeat and he loves spiders. I mean, shit, you never know. I think that it's probably going to be revealed to be like the Mind Flayer or the Mind Flayer's home base or something. But I think he's charged up to the Mind Flayer in some capacity there for sure. And it's going to go down in 30 minutes, 33 minutes, the episode drops. I'll be ending the stream relatively soon. I'm going to get to the rest of these super chats and then end the stream. That was the only way to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern, theory. And thank you guys for sending those. Again, there's so many things in the chat. I just can't get to it all. I apologize. But we'll wrap this up here in a couple minutes for sure. Where was I in the stream? I've lost my spot. Okay, there we are. Why do I think Steve won't die? The main reason I think Steve won't die is because it could run the risk, it would certainly be a repetitive plot beat after we just witnessed this whole season of Steve and Eddie sort of Steve and Dustin reconciling their relationship. So they've reconciled their relationship, and then you've got you'd run the risk of, if you kill Steve, it's Dustin losing another older brother. He's already grieved and mourned this with Eddie, losing Eddie. And so I think it would just be repetitive, and I don't know what we would gain from it.
On top of that, also, it's gotten to a point where the Duffers are like just doing too much crap with like editing trailers a certain way.
Right.
Doing that stuff on Jimmy Fallon, then posting screenshots of what they did on Jimmy Fallon to their Instagram stories. Like, if Steve was truly going to die, they wouldn't be doing all that.
True. Thoughts on how demos were live in Russia in season 3 or 4, even though no gate was open? Plot hole, maybe. Also, I'm going to the theater in about 3 hours. Hope you have a great time at the theater. I've always wondered about this myself. It gets somewhat confusing, but also...
It's not confusing at all.
Go ahead.
In the Russia base,
yep,
they have particles.
There you go.
Now, how are the particles alive if the gate's closed off? I think at this point, it's safe to establish that closing the gate actually doesn't do fuck all. Pardon my French. Because every season, it's like they think like in season 2, they close the mother gate and the particles that are inside of Will go to Brimborn Steelworks and they're just like dormant, right? But like they still exist. They're still there. They're just not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I think Russia just must have figured out a way to make the particles not dormant. That's why they had Demodogs there, and the Demogorgon was able to be alive because there were particles in the same area.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what I think.
There you go. Straight from Cam, the gate expert as well. She is, seriously. Happy New Year. Love your content. Looking forward to the finale. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Kindly. I'm excited for the finale. It's 30 minutes away, so I should be ending the stream right now, but I'm going to finish out these super chats.
Speedrun.
I'm speedrunning them, though, because I do have to eat and go watch the finale in 30 minutes. Go ahead. We don't see Mr. Clark's reaction to Hot being alive.
Literally, who cares? He just found out that other dimensions are real and that wormholes are real.
Right.
If I found out about that and then someone was like, hey, also I'm alive, I'd be like, I am busy. I'm busy. I don't care if
so many people are caught up on this. Oh, well, Hopper's alive. Like, there is bigger fish to fry. They're not going to make a scene out of that. Like,
nobody cares.
Yeah, there's crazy things happening all throughout the episode. That's like the least of everyone's worries, I feel.
It's also not like Hopper was like shot in front of everybody.
Yeah. In my head, Kali is right. Although everyone thinks she is in the wrong, but she is right, in my opinion, because it is a never-ending cycle of the blood.
She definitely has a point. It's one of those things where it's like her point is correct, but her methods are not the best.
Yeah. It's tough. If the Upside Down was created when the gate was opened, how did Brenner's journal know what it was?
Well, Brenner knows about the gate, and he knows about the Upside Down. He's known about Dimension X since he was a little kid because of his dad, based on stuff in the play.
Yep, play lore. There it is.
So he's just been studying it his whole life. That's why he had all these children.
And if you also
why he focused on 11 so much. His journals are just him studying it.
Correct. And if you also think about it this way, the Massacre at Hawkins lab was in September of 1979, and that opened a gate and sent Henry somewhere, Dimension X, the Abyss. And so that's also a gate. And so he's been studying and trying to find Henry since then. Yeah. So that's kind of my take on it. David says, me and my son Xavier have watched. Thank you for years of amazing content and great insight on Stranger Things and other shows and movies. No matter the ending, just having the GOAT, Mr. Clark, involved gives me more joy than Marty McFly watching his dad knock out Biff. There you go. Mr. Clark, baby. That's the GOAT right there. I love him. I always say that when he shows up. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it greatly. I love that Back to the Future reference. Great Scott. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to.
Scott Clark.
Great Scott Clark. There you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait for this finale. Do you think Jimmy is the Mind Flayer?
I don't know who that is.
In the moment, because I'm worried about missing dinner, I am hungry. I don't know what this is either. Forgive me if this is a side character that I have that's escaped my mind. Apologies for missing out on that. No question here, but thank you for the super chat. During an interview, Jamie Campbell-Bower hinted that there were some important visitors on the final day of set. What do you think this could imply? Potentially, maybe spin-off characters. Maybe could be, play characters. But you never know. You never know. Who's to say?
Don't read them. Don't bother reading them out loud. It takes time. You gotta go eat. Just click on them and answer.
Oh no, I'm gonna do this really quick. I'm gonna get through these super chats. In my head, Kali is right. Although everyone disagrees, she is right. It's a never-ending. Okay, I already answered that one. Even though Will says he would go get milk at Melville's in the play, Melville's was a diner. Yeah, we talked about this one. And I'm wondering what they will. I would love this. I talked about this. It's on the WSQK record. It would be sick. What's your funniest moment of Stranger Things? I think it's your grandma. That blooper with Hopper from season 3 is all-time stuff. Hey guys, love your channel. You think Holly will die? No, I think Holly is very safe and will be rescued, and Nancy might sacrifice herself for her. Big Mom with super chat. Thank you so much. No question though. Could 8 have a reason to escape from the lab prior to the massacre with the tip off from 1? Could that be why 1 saved 11 for last? There could be some sort of twist where 8 and 1 are involved. I don't know. We're going to find out in literally 27 minutes. Do you agree with the season 5 episode R rating? No, I don't agree with this rating at all. A couple super chats here with no questions attached to them. No finale for me tonight. What? Because I work, but I hope we'll stay off socials. Do not get spoiled.
Good luck, babe.
Thank you for the super chat. Big Mama again says, I think Kali will try to trap 11 in the Upside Down when they plan to destroy it, and all of a sudden, interesting. A vision. I think that some sort of hallucination or vision will come into play with her. The layers, the Mind Flayer's physical spider body, I could see that happening. Unfortunately, your theory has made Volume 2 disappointing. Well, I'm sorry about that you couldn't form your own opinions and have your own take. I think Kali will try to trap 11 in the Upside Down when they plan to destroy it. And then all of a sudden, we see that Kali is just a vision or hallucination created by the Mind Flayer. Interesting. Again, I'm of the opinion we will see some sort of illusion or vision. Calling it now, Elle and Will are same but split souls. That would be bonkers. Bonkers. Wow. For a potential spinoff, could we see Stranger Things What If? I think they're already doing animated with Tales from 85, so we're not going to get a What If, in my opinion. How would you rate all the episodes of season 5? I would say they're all solid to me. The worst episode is probably the weakest is either The Bridge or Camazotz. But I loved Shock Jock. Final thoughts before the journey ends. It's been one hell of a ride. I mean, it's an all-time thing for me. I'm terrified as well. And do I think it'll be revealed that Hopper is Batman? Yes. And they're going to go full Dark Knight with it. Sorry I had to speedrun that. I have to run. I have to eat.
He has to eat, guys.
I have to eat.
Let him eat.
Yeah, I have to eat. I have to set up for recording. I made sure to read every super chat out loud, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I can't thank you enough for showing your support here. I am very excited to go watch this finale right now. And it's going down. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. I'll have a breakdown. I'll have a video. It's going to be unreal.
Did you get a super chat from someone named PMB 1966?
Was that my mom?
That's your mom. What did she ask?
Oh, she said, love the content. And I thought that was her. I kind of did in my head. Yeah, that's cool.
So cute.
Well, that was a very fun stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Lots of content to come. I'm almost overwhelmed and anxious and very nerved up right now. And so I just want to go eat, make sure I get set up. The finale is about to drop. It's literally going down. But thank you all so much for your support here on these streams. And it means the world. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'll see you on the other side of the upside down in less than 35 minutes. That's it. All love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm probably going to be a mess emotionally. I'll see you guys on the other side.